Chris, the only reason I was late is because Mia tagged me in a video and I stopped to watch the video when I got off the live. You guys, get the fuck out of here, you guys. You guys. Ethan, hey, what's up, man? How are you, Ethan? Ethan, I had a really good time with you, by the way, up on that panel the other day. Just FYI, it was really nice to hang with you. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Oh, Wild Night? You should have been here last night, bro. For sure, man, for sure. Guys, how about that live goal? Keep tapping the screen. We're going to get things rolling. If you voted for Donald Trump, you'd like to hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Hey, friends over on the tube. Glad to see you guys. You guys can also help out by hitting some likes over there, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. All right, let's see what we got here. Hi, MAGA World. I'm sorry. Could you turn your music off, or can we have a conversation? Or no? Okay. Okay, I guess not. Anyways, if you voted for Donald Trump, come on up and let's have a conversation. Oakland definitely in the house. Once again, guys, if you voted to Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Otherwise, we might have to open up those phone lines. Might be opening the phone lines. While we wait, we'll give you one more by the late, the great, and Tupac. You know, East Coast here too, but you gotta respect the classics. I am more of a Biggie guy, but respect. Scott, I see over on the tube. I agree. The fact that you can't hear the music over there is ridiculous, but unfortunately, it's Tube's stupid copyright rules. So you could talk to them about it, not me. I wish I could play it over there. Sorry. Bronislav. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, are you there?
Yeah. New Hampshire 20.
Okay. Would you like to discuss one of the subjects that I have above or something else that Donald Trump's doing right now?
Yeah, I'm not MAGA, but I'm more of a Groiper. I'm a Nick Fuentes fan. I was more MAGA when I was like 16, 17, 18 in high school, but the more I learned, the more I just started transitioning more to America first. But I like ICE. I don't think they're doing anything wrong. So
Got it. So you're just more into the white supremacy thing?
if you want to call it that, call it what you will.
Well, no, that's the literal definition of what it is. I mean, Nick Fuentes is a self-proclaimed white supremacist.
Okay.
So, well, I don't. When you say it like
Well,
that, I
that's what
mean,
America first is.
no. I'm just letting you know. You said that
All
you're a
right.
Nick Fuentes fan, and that's what he calls himself. So
Yes.
you're a white supremacist.
Call me what you will, bro.
Well, you say
Call
call
me
me
what
what
you
you
will.
will, but you said that you're a Nick
Yeah.
Fuentes fan. He calls himself a white
Yeah.
Fuentes. He calls himself a white
Hmm.
supremacist. So if you follow what he
Yeah.
says, you also are a white
Yeah.
supremacist. So say it. I'm a white
Call me
supremacist
what you
too.
will.
No, say it. I'm a white
Well, call me what
supremacist.
you will.
No, not call me what you
Well,
will.
listen,
Why don't
here's the
you why
issue.
don't you stop being a little
Here's the
pussy?
issue.
Why don't you stop being a little pussy and say what you are? Don't be a pussy. Say it.
Are,
Say it.
are you so angry?
No, I'm not angry. I just don't want you to be a little pussy. Say it. Say what you are.
Okay.
Say it.
Uh, I'm an Eastern European male, and I'm proud of my culture and heritage, and I love my race.
Ah, you won't say it. You're a little bitch. You won't say it, you scared little bitch. Say you're a
What
white
won't I say?
supremacist.
Well,
Nick Fuentes will stand up and say that
I
he's a
don't
white
believe in racial
supremacist.
superiority.
Well,
I
Nick
don't believe in
Fuentes
that.
does. You follow Nick Fuentes. He believes in
Okay.
racial
Well,
superiority.
I can disagree with someone that I look up to.
So you don't follow Nick Fuentes then?
I do. I'm a fan.
Okay, so you do believe in what he has to say. Because the entirety
I
of his
believe everyone,
message,
everyone,
the
I believe
entirety
everyone's
of
equal
his
under
message
God.
is white supremacy.
Okay.
So if
Well,
you
that's your
believe,
assertion. You've never watched the show. That's how I know you've never watched the show.
oh really?
You've never even watched one of the shows.
Oh really?
That's how I know you haven't.
That's how
Yeah.
you know I haven't.
That's how I know you haven't, because you just think he's just a white nationalist. You think he talks about nothing else. He shit talks white people all the time.
He
All the
shit
time.
talks white people. All, oh guys,
Yeah, he says
because
white people. He says white people. I'll tell you what he says. You want me to tell you
because
what he
he
said? A couple
said
days ago,
guys
actually?
guys because Nick Fuentes said something bad about white people some one time. It means
Not
that he
bad.
can't
It's
be a
not
white.
bad.
Oh
He's just
wait, it's
telling
not
the
bad.
truth. It's not bad. He wasn't talking. He wasn't talking bad. He was talking shit because talking shit is just saying something that's real but might be offensive. Like how feminism is destroying the white community. That's a fact. So he was talking about that,
Yeah,
and it is. You don't see these issues, these birth rate issues in Eastern Europe, like Poland and stuff. You don't see them. It's because they treat their citizens good.
it's because they treat their
When you have
citizens
two kids
good.
in Poland, you don't have to pay taxes. Shit like that. But feminism has completely destroyed a lot of these white. Now a lot of white men are self-hating, but you don't look white. Are you Jewish?
Hey, Nemo, guess what? This guy says that he follows Nick
Okay.
Fuentes, but he won't say that he's a white supremacist too. He's a little bitch and he's too scared to say it because he's 20 years old and he's a scared little kid. And he won't stand 10 toes down and give
Okay.
his full ideology. Can you believe that?
I
Can you
believe every
believe
race is equal under God.
shut the fuck up. Can you believe that we've got a little fucking groiper over here and he's too fucking afraid to just stand up and say what he believes in? Dude, you're
Do
a
you
little
think this is why?
dude, you're a little pussy. Stand up and say what you believe in, you little pussy. Stand up and
I'm
say it.
trying.
No, you won't say it. I want you
Jew
to
is
say,
muting me.
yeah, because you're a little pussy. Say, I'm a white supremacist and I believe what Nick Fuentes believes. Say it. Say it like a man.
The,
Be a fucking man
the
and
Jew,
stand up and say it.
the Jew is muting me.
There we go.
What do you
There's
know?
the anti-Semitism. So why don't you just say, I'm a
You're
white
literally
supremacist?
Jewish.
What's that?
But you're literally Jewish. I googled you beforehand. You're
And
literally
by the way, this is how fucking stupid
Jewish.
the fucking groiper is. Can you see the flag next to my name, you fucking moron? What's the flag next to my name, you fucking moron?
Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yep. You thought I wouldn't know? Buddy's stumped. He has no idea what to say.
This guy thinks that I'm Jewish,
You can
everybody.
be a Lebanese Jew.
Can you,
I know
Nemo?
you're Jewish. I googled you. Listen, you don't have to
Oh,
lie.
you Google me?
I don't
Oh,
hate
really?
because
You
you're Jewish.
Google me?
I'm
Awesome.
saying,
What's my last
this is
name?
the stereotype.
Awesome. What's my last name if you Google me?
You have earned it.
Awesome. What's my last name if you Google me? What's my last name? Tell everybody my last name.
Oh, I don't know.
I
don't
thought
know.
you Google me.
I looked up your
I thought you
I looked up
Google
your
me.
TikTok handle.
Oh, you looked up my TikTok
did.
handle? Then how do
It
you
said
know
you
that
were-
I'm?
Yeah, it said you were. Yeah, your
How do you know that I'm
your
Jewish?
Wikipedia said
Oh, my Wikipedia?
because the first sentence.
I have a
You
Wikipedia?
don't let people talk.
Wait a second. I have a
You don't even hear
Wikipedia?
yourself talk, bro. It's
Hold
kinda
on.
difficult
This
to
is
have a
amazing. I have a
conversation.
Wikipedia. Let's check it out. I didn't even know that I had a
It might have
Wikipedia.
not been Wikipedia. It might have not been Wikipedia.
Well, then
It
where
might have
did you
been
look
something
me
else.
up, you little liar?
I looked you up on Google.
On Google. Really?
Yeah.
And
I
it
looked up
said,
You
politics
just
with
Google.
Matt.
You Googled.
And it said
Matt.
you're Jewish.
let's
Are
look.
you Jewish?
You just typed in.
Can we get a confirmation
Matt and
on
then
that?
hit enter, and it's like he's Jewish. Really?
Yeah. Literally.
Here-
Bro. Literally.
Wow.
And watch me be right too. I would bet everything on.
How much do you want to bet?
How much is everything?
I bet everything.
How much?
What is everything?
Are you Jewish?
How much are you willing to bet?
I looked it up. Unless Google's lying. I
How
don't know.
much are you
What?
willing to bet?
Braun? I
My
bet
new,
you got
my new
crypto.
fishing lure.
I bet you got
my new
crypto.
fishing
No,
lure. I
no,
just got.
no. Braun, I want to bet you
It's a
$100.
PDA flopper, bro. It's big.
I want to bet you $100 right now. Are you willing to man up and bet? Because you won't man up and say
Yeah.
what you are. No, you won't. And
Yeah,
by the
no.
way,
I'll
you're,
do $100.
no, you're gonna fucking welch. Because you're a
I
little
swear I'll do
bitch.
100.
Everybody, by the way, we've got
Okay.
600 people. We've got 600 people in here on
You're mad.
TikTok. We've got
I'm Jewish.
150 in here over on the tube. By the way, I just want to point out that this guy is gonna
Sure.
fucking welch right now. So we have a bet, $100.
Prove you're not Jewish.
Okay,
That's gonna
I
be
just
hard.
wanted. Did you hear what I said? We have a bet, $100.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
What's that?
Prove you're not Jewish.
Awesome. What's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know you don't know.
Cross.
It's a
like three-
It's a
there's
Maronite.
three.
It's a Maronite cross. You fucking moron. Pay up.
I don't believe you still.
Okay, cool. I'm
Jews
Jewish,
change
but
their last
I'm a
names.
Jew. I'm a Jew, but I just wear a Maronite cross on my neck. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're trying to blend in.
There he
Trying to
goes,
Infiltrate.
guys. This
Blend
is.
in.
There you go. Listen to this little fucking white supremacist.
Yes. Matt
Yeah.
is trying to
Buzzword,
blend
buzzword.
in
Yo,
by
give me another
wearing
buzzword.
a cross that most
Give me another
Americans would not be able to accurately identify. That's totally blending in. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, I'm done
Okay.
talking to you unless you turn your camera on.
What you want to see?
Your face on camera. I would prefer that you not be a little bitch. Put your face
What,
in
you trying
front.
to get
Put
to
your
know me?
face. Yeah, I do want to get to know you. Put your face up on
I
screen.
get to know me.
Yeah, I want to date you. Put your face up on screen.
I'm
I know you're afraid. I know you're afraid. You're a scared little boy, and you won't put your face up on screen like Nemo and I do.
Yeah.
Put your face up on screen.
got me.
Yep, I know you are. You're a scared little boy.
You got me.
I know. Little boy won't put his camera on. Put your camera on, little boy.
You got
Look
me.
at the little white supremacist. He's big man. I'm an anti-Semite. I'm going to talk about the Jews. I'm going to talk about the white people, but I won't put my camera on and say it in front of 700 or 800 people now. Say it.
I just did.
No, put your camera on
I
like a
just
big
did.
boy. Put your camera on, big boy.
I just said it.
Put your camera on.
Now what?
Oh, he won't put his
I
camera
said
on.
it.
Nah. Nemo, do you have anything else you want to say to this
I
little
said it.
bitch before I drop him?
So Braun, you're a fan of Nick Fuentes?
Yeah, he's the man. He's right about everything.
You do look like his type. Dude is
What are you implying that he's a homosexual now?
no.
Something new, bro. Something
I'm
new.
remarking. I'm
You're
not
running it
implying. I am remarking on the fact that he is one.
Okay, so why does that matter? Aren't you guys accepting of that behavior?
You're not.
Well, you clearly aren't as well. So I guess that makes two of us or four of us.
Wait. So is that you admitting that you are unaccepting of gay people?
Thought we were all saying the same thing. No, isn't that what you just said?
I'm very confused.
I know, bro. Look, you are. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey,
Listen. Nick Fuentes is right about all foreign policy, and that's all I
oh,
want to
hey,
say.
Braun.
And you can try it.
Hey,
You lost
Braun,
the-
real quick. You brought something up about Poland's birth rates. You said that they're really high, right? Why are you running away? Don't run away. You brought
Nope.
something up about Poland's
I got a
birth
phone
rates.
call.
You brought something up about
Well, you're
Poland's
gonna
birth
keep
rates.
muting me.
Are Poland's birth rates really
I said
high?
how they have.
Yeah.
I said that they give when you have two kids, they give you tax exemptions.
Oh, cool.
And we're seeing more Polish families have kids. We're seeing
Oh, really?
multiple different people from across like the UK.
Oh, really?
100,000 Polish
Cool.
residents
Awesome.
have left.
Guess what? They literally have the lowest
UK to go
birth
back.
rate. Yeah, shut the fuck up. They literally have the lowest birth rate in all of Europe with 1.1 children per woman in 2024. So I guess that's not really
Is this the
working,
point
huh?
where you just lie?
Oh, really?
Is this the point where you just lie?
Awesome. Then prove me wrong. Because I have a source. So what's your source?
Look it up. I don't know. What's your source?
My source is the total fertility rate in Europe.
Dot.
National Institute of Health. What's your source?
Oh, the NIH.
Yeah, what's your source?
Yeah.
Your source is the NIH. What's the PMID?
What's your source?
Exactly.
No, oh, so
You're
you don't.
lying.
Oh, so you don't
How
have
do
a
you lie to
source.
your audience of 700 people?
So you don't have
You
a
don't
source.
have your PMID number ready, or you do.
So you don't have a source for your fact. What's
This
your
is
source?
verified. Do you want me to look?
What's your source?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Pull it up. Thanks.
Wait, would there be a PMID assigned to that? I don't think that's how that works.
Here, I'll pull it up on the screen for you.
So you lied.
Nope.
We all knew that.
Oh,
but
I did?
I'll green screen it for you.
Oh, really? I did.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then,
So it's Malta and Spain having the lowest fertility rate. You're just lying.
It's the Mediterraneans and the Western Europeans. Eastern Europeans have higher birth rates and fertility,
oh, really?
but like Polish people have higher testosterone than most European nations. So you're just getting, I don't want to do this to you in front of 600 in front of your echo chamber of people, but I just did. So I just proved.
Oh,
you
really?
that
What
you
does
lie to
it?
your
What does it
audience.
say right there on screen?
I don't know. This is some.
What does it say
where
right there
is
on
this from?
screen?
You said the.
What
you
does
said
it
the
say? What does it
NIH.
say
I don't
on
know where this
screen?
is from.
Yeah, I know. What does it say on the screen? Poland's birth
don't
rate is
know.
in free fall.
Okay, but what is this from? In 2015? You didn't even read the
What's
first
that?
sentence. In 2015.
No, that just goes back and it
In
tells the
2015,
story.
I
I'm
found
sorry.
myself
Hey bud,
What's the
the
website's name?
article.
What's the name?
This is the Guardian, and the article is from
You
October
claim they're
of
the least
2020.
fertile in
Hey bud,
Europe. I
hey
proved
bud,
you wrong.
hey bud,
Verifiably.
hey bud,
It's Malta.
hey bud. You haven't actually brought up your source yet. Number one,
You're on
and this
Google.
article is from October of 2025. Show us your
Let's
source.
make it easy.
Show us your source. I've shown you my source. Now show us your source. This is a Guardian article from 2025. Show us your source.
Guardian.
Yep. Show us your source. Yeah, show us your source.
You said you had an NIH.
Yes, I do. It's on my
your
phone, and I
PMID?
haven't. It's on my phone,
What's
and I
the
haven't.
PMID?
I will pull it up.
What's the PMI?
I will show you after you show your source.
Gotcha.
I'll show us after you show
You
your
lost.
source. What
You
you?
lost, buddy.
You haven't shown your source. Where's your source?
You're gonna die on this hill.
Wait,
Are
you
you
hold
serious?
on, Braun. You haven't shown any source. At least I've shown a source. You haven't shown any source, bud. This is a problem for you. Where's your source? I like how he's like, look at me. I win. You haven't shown anything. Anytime, Braun.
Mine's from
Where's your
Europa.
source?
I'll-
Braun,
mine's
where's
from
your
a-
source?
from a
Braun,
government
where's
source.
your source?
Big screen me.
Where's your
Big
source?
screen me.
What is it
It's on
from?
my screen.
What's it from?
It's from Europe.
That's
It's
in
from
2023. I was talking about 2024, you fucking idiot. Put it back up.
It's Europa.
That was 2023.
EU is my source.
That's
It's not. It's
2023.
actually 2001,
That's 2023. Wrong.
It's actually 2001,
Wrong. That's
2023.
2023. We're
Why are you so
talking
bad?
about
I just
2024.
dismantled you live.
Wrong. That's 2023, you idiot. I was talking about 2024.
This
Pull
is
up
big.
more recent statistics, you idiot.
This is so
That's
embarrassing for you.
2023.
This is so embarrassing. For
I know
you.
it's embarrassing
Where's
that you pulled up
Poland?
2023.
It's Malta in Bulgaria.
That's 2023.
Where's Poland?
Because it's
You're gonna die on this
2023.
hill?
Because it's
Dude, you just embarrassed
2023.
yourself live.
Because it's
No, it's not.
2023.
No, it's not.
Yes. Yes.
Yo.
Because
Listen, are
it's
you ready?
2023.
2001.
Because it's
2001.
2023.
Okay. All right. Do you have like a dildo in your ass where every time you say that it vibrates?
I'm so sorry that you're. I'm so
Look at the
sorry
study.
about this.
2001
That
to
was such a-
2023.
All right.
So my
specific
study
thing
is more.
to
My study is better than yours because it was conducted over a longer period of time,
it's a
collecting more
remarkable
data.
thing to
And it clearly
to,
says right here
I
that
don't
it's
know,
Malta and Bulgaria,
casually
not Poland.
say-
I'm so sorry.
You died
I'm
on the
so
hill and
sorry.
lost.
I'm so sorry about this. Hey, this.
You got an article from the Guardian, bro.
Oh, actually,
And you
let me
lost.
help you out here.
Alright.
What does that say right there? This is the
already
Warsaw.
lost.
This is the Warsaw Business Journal from October of 2024. What does it say?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? What does it say? Read it.
What does the headline say?
Read it. Read the headline, you
Why
idiot.
Are you yelling?
Because I want you to read
Why
the
are you
headline.
yelling at
Read
me?
the headline.
Why? Who do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you not read, you little fucking peon?
were
Oh, I'm
yelling at-
so sorry. I'll read
were
it for
yelling
you
at your
because you're
phone.
a fucking troglodyte. Poland with the worst birth rate
you're yelling at
on
your
the
phone.
continent. Wow. And that's from 2024, a year after I said, looks like you fucking lost, you little moron. Oops. Sucks for you.
Okay.
Sucks to suck. So you got anything else you want to say that you want on? You little white supremacist? You want to turn your camera on now, you little pussy? You little pussy, turn your camera on.
I am what I eat.
What? What? What's
I am
that?
what I-
Hey, if you ever touch a woman, will you come back and let us know, you little fucking incel? Or is that gay now, like Nick Fuentes
Why
says?
are you yelling?
What's that?
Why are you yelling, dude? Why are you yelling?
Is
not
that...
yelling.
I'm not yelling.
Red in the face.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yelling at his phone.
Can you believe this guy? This is the
Crazy.
only thing he has to say after he just got fucking cooked. Why are you yelling?
Okay.
I'm a little 20-year-old incel because I can't get laid, and I get mad at women because I don't have anything else that I can do, and I won't turn my
You're
camera
crazy.
on because I'm a little bitch, and I'm a
You're
groiper,
crazy.
and I listen to Nick Fuentes.
You're crazy,
Hey,
dude.
dude,
You're flipping out
dude.
over nothing.
Oh, because
Internet conversation.
yeah, you got cooked.
Screaming at
You
his
got
cell
cooked.
phone.
You got cooked. Where's my $100, bitch?
Okay.
Where's my $100?
Like demonstrate.
Where's my $100, bitch? Where's my
very
$100,
Christian-like.
you little bitch?
Not very.
Where's my $100, you little
Jew.
bitch? Yeah, keep calling me a
I'm
Jew.
sure you'd like
There you go. Listen to this
I'm
white
sure you
supremacist
like it.
is fucking anti-Semite.
it.
Guys, this is MAGA right here. This is fucking
Wah,
MAGA.
wah.
These are the Groipers. This is the Nick Fuenteses
No.
of the world.
I already said I'm not MAGA. I'm a groiper.
No
I'm
country
not
in
MAGA.
Europe is
We're different,
currently
so you
achieving
can
a
sit
birth
here and
rate
just
that
scream at
ensures
your phone
generational
over whatever,
replacement.
over a business shirt.
Unless a spectacular baby boom
I
occurs
brought
at the
up
end of
actuals.
the year in Poland, which seems unlikely,
You brought up
the
an article.
2024 birth rate projected at 1.12 could be the lowest in all of Europe and the worst in Poland's modern history. It's generally accepted that the total
Okay.
fertility rate required to ensure a simple generational replacement is between 2.1 and 2.15, i.e., 210 children per 100 women. No European country today even reaches 2.0. Europe is slowly disappearing before our eyes, and no one knows how to reverse this trend. But I thought you said that they were doing a good job. Boy, it looks
They are.
like you were.
We
Oh,
can do this
really?
easy, right?
Oh,
Instead of going to your article.
Look at that.
You already have Google pulled up.
white people are going
want you to type
away,
into
and
Google.
he's sad because the white people are
Lowest
going
fertility in
away.
Europe. Very simple.
Tell us about how sad you are that the
Very
white
simple.
people are going away.
I don't know.
I'm sad because the white
I-
people go
I
away.
looked it up
Bro,
too.
you're a Jew.
Like I looked it up too, dude.
Turn on your camera. Show
Yeah,
it.
no, Matt's right. Like this is straight from what is this? The Central
I guess I got a
Statistical Office in
I got a
Warsaw.
different Google.
All,
We all got different.
no, all of our statistics are right for 2024. You just went back to 2023 to try to prove your
Wrong.
point because you're a little disingenuous bitch.
You lost.
I love this
Hold
kid.
that L, though.
He's
I mean, you could try to
definitely
do better next time, but
he's
you lost.
definitely really clinging to it. You lost. If you keep saying it enough times,
You
maybe it'll be
lost,
true,
bro. I don't know what
bud.
to tell you.
Oh,
You're
I'm
over here rage muting, screaming at your phone.
oh,
And it's like,
bud.
dude, I looked it up. All you got to do is look at everyone in the live can do this.
This is why you don't see people
You're right.
agreeing with you in your
Everyone
comments. You see
in the
nobody.
live can do it.
Because all you have
There
to
it
do,
is, and
all you
there
have
it
to do
is,
go on Google,
and
go
there
on
it
Google
is,
right now.
and
Okay,
there it
open
is
new
right
tab,
there.
Look up
There it
lowest
is.
fertility in Europe.
There it is.
No, look it up right now live.
Yeah, there it
See if
is.
Poland
I
comes
did.
up.
I just pulled it up.
Because you won't. because you won't. All right, you listen. I'm not gonna waste my time anymore.
Oh, are you gonna run away like a little bitch? There he goes. He's running away. Run away like a little bitch. Run away. Bye. Run away, you little bitch. Go away, because you owe me $100 and you lost. Run away. He's going away. No, run away. Run away like the little bitch that you are. Run away like the little bitch that you. Run away like the little bitch that you are. You little fucking white supremacist. Yeah, because you're a little bitch. Run away. No, run away. You announced your departure like it's a fucking airport. Run away now.
Enjoy that stat.
That stat that's 2 years old and we proved you wrong from last year? Yup. There he goes. He ran away. Attaboy.
For anybody that is curious about the data here, so if you click on, so you'll have to translate the page because it's in Polish, but it's the second thing on the left-hand side of the screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That is the second thing in the list. That's the population tab.
This one?
So, click that. Yep. And then
should be able to.
If you scroll down,
oh, there we go. Hold on
a little bit. You should see something that says, "Oh wait, it's all." Yeah, there we go. There should be one that says fertility rate.
Yes.
So if you
there it is.
Yeah,
Total
and so
fertility.
If you mouse over the red bar, so the website's kind of janky because of the translation, but if you hover over, so this box right here, so yeah, right where you were before, yeah,
there it is,
right there.
Okay,
so it's hard to see, but what it says is total fertility, and then it's got the gray. Well, it's gray for me. I think it's blue for you. Is 1990, and it was 1,991, and I think that is this births per thousand, I think.
Yeah.
And then in 2024, it's 1,099. So that would be 1.1.
Yeah.
So it's literally the number that we gave. Also, if you have to reach for things, if you're reaching for Malta, I mean, no shade to people from Malta, but like, really?
Well, I mean, really. By the way, also, the reason that guy kept asking me to Google it is because if you Google it, the AI overview pulls up 2023 statistics. That's where he got his source from. He wanted me to Google it because it pulls up 2023 statistics, and I didn't want 2023 statistics. I wanted the most recent statistics because the 2023 statistics fit his narrative, and that's why he wanted you to see them.
Also, did I hear him right when he was saying that people in Eastern Europe have higher testosterone and therefore have higher birth rates?
It was something like that. It was something along those lines, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he said that, and if you look at the lowest birth rate countries, one thing that you'll notice is that Lithuania is also there, and Lithuania has the unique distinction of being part of Europe and further east than Poland.
Oh boy. Hey, look, it's our friends Brian and our friend Crystal. Hey friends, how are you guys doing?
What's up?
Hi.
You just cooked that Nick Fuentes wannabe, man.
That was pretty funny. He's a little 20-year-old dork that guy was. I mean, we can all.
Donald Trump's face.
If you wanna put that extra sear on his ass, you should check the DMs I sent you.
Oh.
From things I found that he posted.
Oh,
I think
boy.
you'll just a little more confirmation on that white supremacy bullshit.
Oh.
Also, he's really ucky. Yeah, incoming.
Oh, okay.
Trigger warning.
all right.
Trigger warning.
All right, everybody. Are you ready for this? This is our friend, Bronislav.
Oh,
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
that's.
By
wait.
the way, that right there, if you can't see under his arm, I can see it. That's 100% photoshopped right there. You can
Yes.
see like that right there. Like I can't even begin to tell you how photoshopped that. Like
Can
you
I
can.
ask you guys,
What's that, Brian?
Bro, it's so bad. It's so
not that there's anything wrong. I'm pro LGBTQ community. I just want to be clear on that. But is that the way a straight male poses in front of a mirror? Or is that something that Nick Fuentes might be attracted to? You guys
Also,
tell me.
why his head is way too tiny for that body.
Oh,
And then he posted that. He posted that as well.
gross.
Wow.
That's him, ladies. So listen, they're not lonely enough.
He's getting there. He's got 190 followers. He's getting there.
I've definitely talked to this guy before. This guy, I for sure. This face, I definitely remember that face. I've definitely talked to this guy before.
He's been on my panel. He's been blocked. I unblocked him just to get those. So
Fucking delightful.
fucking gross.
Those-
I'm
that's
going
part
to
of the
drop.
reason why
I am a
Trump won.
potato, and
All
I
right.
am not appropriate for the internet. Love you, friend. Bye.
Bye, Crystal. Hey, Brian, I just want to say thank you for letting us know that that Andrew was streaming us last night. Appreciate the info. That was
So me and Andrew have a large history. I didn't even know who Andrew Wilson was until 3 months ago. I did a Pierce Morgan panel with him, and I thought he was kind of strange, smoking cigarettes. You know, he's like a chain smoker. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know how to debate. He just plays word games, right? And then he hits me up on social media and he says, hey, I want to debate you, a 2-hour debate. I'm like, okay. And I said, let's debate on Donald Trump and why I think he's ethically repugnant. And then it turned into 2 hours of him trying to ask me where I get my ethics from, and it had nothing to do with Donald Trump. Like, the guy doesn't even know how to debate. He's a very strange dude, and his wife is just as strange, and he's just a really weird guy. And I don't even know what else to say about him other than he's got a lot of problems. He's very insecure. He goes on his own stream saying how he destroyed you. He did the same thing with me, by the way. I destroyed, like, what? Like, that's the way a 10-year-old girl acts, right? They come home from school. Mommy, Daddy, I want to debate today. Like, this is who Andrew Wilson is. And I just found it funny that he goes into your live and then he starts his own stream because he can't come up with his own material and starts talking about you. The guy is so pathetic.
It's funny that you mention how Andrew Wilson said that he destroyed us, because he also on his own stream mentioned that he got his cheeks clapped.
So I have this. Yeah. This is from his stream. So what happened last night, you guys? For those of you who weren't aware, Andrew came in under a different account, and then I dropped him because I was like, I don't really want to talk to him. By the way, I told Nemo, I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, you probably wanted to talk to him, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I should have like left him up so that you could go for it. So I was like, my bad. But but we ended up having a couple of his followers come up after him. And the way that they do this is he sits there and they watch the other people debate us, and then they like talk about it in real time. Like he'll be like talking about, oh, well, he should have said this. Oh, he did that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I caught the tail end of them talking about us because obviously we were on. And you can't rewind his live stream because Andrew likes to cover his ass. So he makes sure that you can't rewind his live stream, and he doesn't. Yes, exactly, Mother. He cucks debates. Correct. Very good. And he makes sure you can't rewind his live stream, and he doesn't post it right away. Unlike us, where all of this right now in the tube, you can rewind it. You can see everything that we just said, like, for example, in that last debate, and it's immediately posted to the tube, so you can go back and you can watch it, you can clip it, you can do whatever you want with it. I've got nothing to hide. fact check me, do whatever you want. I don't care, right? But he doesn't. So I only caught the tail end of it. But they were talking about how fucking bad it was, and he was like, I was gonna end after this panel. He goes, but we can't end on this. It's so bad we can't end on this. And I didn't have the screen record on, and then they went and they talked to some other guy, another older guy, I don't know who it was, someone else on TikTok that they just felt like they could pick on, who maybe wasn't quite as knowledgeable or whatever it was. And we heard him say this after they were done. This is what Andrew said, because they kind of got that guy in the other debate, one of his followers or whatever, like whatever. The other guy just wasn't too prepared. Not that their points were good, but this is what he said after that debate was done.
And it was one of ours. Yes. That's good. Because, man, the fucking absolute pummeling on the one before that was brutal. Here's a dime for that guy's jackets.
The fucking pummeling on the one before that was absolutely brutal. That was talking about
everybody. He does this with you. He does it with everybody. Let me just give you a little bit of insight on Andrew as well. He's a raging alcoholic, a chain smoker, a guy who's obviously very unhappy with his life. He's probably more insecure than Donald Trump. He does this with everybody. I won. I beat him. I cooked him. Oh, I destroyed him. He does this all the time. He does this every single night in front of his camera. And it's a joke. It's pathetic. The man doesn't know how to debate. Do you know he charges $250 to give debating lessons to people? By the way, I'm not kidding. I met a few people at AmFest that clearly he didn't help. He charges people to give debate advice. And the guy doesn't even know how to debate. He doesn't even know how to have a legitimate conversation. It's so sick. He's grotesque.
It's just fucking wild. Oh my God. Fucking A. Hey, Brian, we're gonna move on and chat with some Trump supporters, my friend. But I just wanted to say thank you again. Yeah. No, but I just want to say thank you again. Thank you so much for. And by the way, I'm so sorry that we had to drop you last night. Once you get one of those, we can't have you back up because it's a hit for us. Like it could potentially take the live down if you get a violation and then you bring someone back up. That's why I'm so sorry I couldn't bring you back up. But I just wanted to let you know.
No, you don't have to apologize. No, you're good, bro. You're all good, man. You got to do my show one of these days. You got to come on my show one of these days,
dude. Man. I think either of us. I mean, I would anytime. We should absolutely talk. Let's we'll chat sometime. But we appreciate you very much and thank you again for giving us the heads up on that. That was huge, and you are the man for that. Thank you.
You got it. You got it, guys. Have a good night.
All
man.
right, catch you later, man. Bye bye. W's for our friend Crystal, of course, and W's for our friend Brian. W's for Brian doing the work. Real quick, before we move on to our next Trump supporter, make sure you're following me and my backup account. Make sure you're following our friend Nemo and all of his backup accounts. Thank you to Laura on the Blue app. Says, oh my God, this Groypers page is hilarious. He's got Photoshop pictures of himself with his shirt flexing. What a fucking tool. Thank you, Laura. We agree. Crow. Thank you, Crow. You didn't have to do that. Share the news of ICE being kicked out of my city for being deadbeats. That's right. Allentown is kicking ICE out of their city because they have a $115,000 unpaid bill. I'm going to show you that in 1 second. And then also, I need to say thank you to two folks over on the Tube for their super chats. Thank you to NRM for the $20 super chat. I got to stop watching because you stopped me from sleeping, Matt. Love when you dismantled the insane MAGA. Really appreciate what you two do. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thank you, NRM. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Gorb says for the $5 super chat. Hey host, if you want support, maybe don't call the majority a bunch of idiots, loving and tolerant my eye. You all just love chaos. Enjoy the 5. Well, thank you for the 5. Number one, you're not the majority. That's number one. You don't know what the word majority means. Oops. That's your first problem right there. And I absolutely will call a white supremacist an idiot anytime that I damn well please. Cool. Awesome. Glad we got that one out of the way. And real quick, for our friend Crow, because this is just fucking great and should make all of you very fucking happy, from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Damn it, Crow, you sent me a pay link? What are you doing? Here, let's try the other one. Hold on. We'll try this one. There we go. This one works. This one just a different source. This is from the morning. Oh, also only available to subscribers. Damn it, Crow. Anyways, it's basically that they are evicting them because they have $115,000 in unpaid bills. So go Allentown. Go Allentown. Fuck yeah. All right, we're going to move on to our next Trump supporter, guys. Keep these requests coming up. We'll keep going. Mac, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yep.
Cool. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
29, Wisconsin.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects that we have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
To be honest, bro, I literally just came up here to say that this Nemo guy is the biggest tool I've ever seen on TikTok. Have a good night.
Are you going to run away now? Oh, yeah, you are. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Wow. Nemo, I have to say that you really know that you have reached a level of fucking stardom when somebody sits in our queue for like 30 minutes. Literally, that's basically how long that guy did. 30 fucking minutes just to come up and say, I think you're a really big tool, and then drop.
Yeah. I recognize the name. I can't remember who he is, but I do recognize the name. I've interacted with him before. All right then, man. Sorry that your dad didn't love you. Okay.
Maybe you'll get that validation that you're seeking one other day somewhere else. I don't know, man. Brett, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I just wanted to offer two pieces of information. One is if you run into paywall links like that, you can go to archive buttons and it'll take the paywall down and you can read it. The second thing is last night, your last debater, he was saying that there was a Supreme Court case that made it so that the Renee Good shooting would be thrown out because it had to take further context in regards to any criminality that may be placed against an officer. And you quoted Barnes v. Felix, and he said, no, this case I'm talking about shuts down Barnes v. Felix. And he started reading the plain language of Barnes v. Felix.
I noticed that, and only after the fact. I didn't realize until I actually, because I went back, I watched part of the end of the live because I was going over all of that Andrew Wilson stuff. And I didn't really, but you're 100% right. I didn't realize it in the moment because I mean, obviously, like I've only kind of understood the big picture. I mean, I've gone into a little bit of the specifics, but I didn't really know that. And then I was like, Wait a second. It was like,
Yeah, he was basically saying Barnes v. Felix contradicts Barnes v. Felix.
it was yeah,
but-
that's a good point, man. Very good point.
But anyways, archivebuttons.com takes away the paywall. But have a good night.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you, Brett. Have a good night. W's for Brett. Thank you, Brett. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, we'd like you to hop in the box, have a conversation with us. We're just looking for Trump supporters right now, if you don't mind. Gwala, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey, sorry, real quick. I won't take
Yeah.
up your time. I did not vote for Donald Trump.
Okay.
I live in California. I'm a black libertarian. And the only thing I wanted to bring up tonight was how Stephen Miller is pretty much causing a lot of this stuff that we're seeing. He is the shadow president, and I've never saw a Jewish Nazi before. So the Greenland, the little ICE slogans, the way they're treating people, the things that they're getting into, I feel like it's pretty much all Stephen Miller sitting on Trump's shoulder. And I don't see a lot of people addressing that. And it's very dangerous. Who wanted Greenland? Who wanted the Icelandic people? It was Hitler. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I'm enjoying this show. That's it, guys.
Oh, well, we appreciate it very much, man. And we often talk about, just so you know, we often talk about Stephen Miller. We're fully aware of who he is and what he is and what he's doing. And so just so you know, absolutely 100% aware of his speeches, the parallels with the guy named JG. We kind of have to use coded language here on TikTok. So like saying the mustache man's name is kind of not great, or saying the hard N, his party, is maybe not the best thing also. But his right-hand man, JG, knowing that he parallels some of his speeches and admires him and all of the different slogans that they're pulling out now, we know that that's coming from Stephen Miller. We absolutely know it, and we're totally with you on that, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
All right, have a good night, man. Take care. All right. Fuck Pee Wee German, huh? Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box.
Also, I can't remember the dude's first name. Bovino,
Dan Bovino.
the guy.
Oh no, Greg.
Is he
Greg Bovino. Sorry.
That's it.
Greg.
Yeah, the
Oh,
guy.
I'm gonna
he's
show you the
running
picture.
the ICE operation up there. So
Here.
I saw this picture. I mean, it's very obvious what he's doing. It's very, very obvious. He is cosplaying so hard, and he is so short, so very short. Well, Greg Bovino is 5'4", but yeah. Let me just hold on.
The small ones always have issues, right? I know.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a great video. I'll see if I can find it for a little bit later on, of him getting absolutely clowned by a younger woman on social media, in like a TikTok short, and it's phenomenal. I need to find it for you guys. All right. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for too. Good job. There we go. Tell us what you guys see. Like, come on.
Like you gotta really go out of your way to obtain some type of trench coat styled that way. Like, number one, you gotta ask for a trench coat. Well, that's not a very common bit of attire. Number two, you gotta ask for a trench coat that has epaulettes on it. When in the fuck did they make that? That's weird.
Wait,
there's all sorts of little things that he expressly asked for with this.
Nemo, you're telling me that that's not standard issue?
Right? Like,
like, what the fuck? Also, the collar. Yeah, I want. Let me see if I can get get a close up. I think I might have another image that's close up on the collar there. Hold on. Let me see. It's so fucking bizarre, you guys. I don't even know anymore. Actually, this is the photo that I was looking for. This is it. Because I saw this and I was just like, I want to point out, by the way, the image in the middle, other than being made black and white, is not altered in any way. Before I show this to you, the image in the middle is not altered. It's just in black and white, so it fits in comparatively with the other black and white images. Are you ready?
damn.
Like, excuse me? Look at this shit. Why do you need to wear that? There's no reason to wear that. If you want this photo, I'm going to drop it right now into Nemo's Discord. How about that? That's what we're doing. I'm dropping it into the Discord. Once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, we'd like you to hop up in the box. Hop in the box, please.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a good question. I wonder if the trench coat is made by Hugo Boss. You would think that Hugo Boss would like make it a point for the rest of time to not make any type of uniform at all, just in case. You would think Hugo Boss would kind of swear off that whole thing.
You would think so. By the way, for everyone in the Discord, it's now in the assorted links folder there. Channel. So that's where it's at. RC, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Cool. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
29, Florida.
Would you like to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Well, I don't agree that ICE is a domestic terrorist group. Your fans seem to love me.
Okay, why is it that you disagree?
Well, I don't think they fit the definition of terrorist to begin with. I think that this is an organization, not an organization, but it is a police force to enact what DHS is instructing them to do, and they're doing their job. Terrorist is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims.
Yep.
You said it.
I would agree with you if they were targeting civilians, but these civilians are going out of their way to impede on these investigations, spitting in the ICE officer's face, putting a car in front of them so they could block them and make their job more difficult, and intimidate the officers. So they're totally within their jurisdiction and totally within their right to use deadly force if necessary.
Oh,
They're not targeting these people. The civilians are going out of their way.
they are.
Well, it's not that civilians are going out of their way, right? So, I mean, we could look at the example of ICE doing the raid on, was it the apartment complex? I want to say it was in Chicago, where they decided that they were going to force dozens of people out of their apartments at like 5 o'clock in the morning in the middle of winter in Chicago with no clothing. Some of them were kids, zip tied. No arrests, by the way.
Or how about this one that literally just happened, where they went into they busted down the door of this guy's home in St. Paul without a warrant, and he was an American citizen, and they drug him out into the cold without clothes on, and drove him to the middle of nowhere.
Interesting framing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did they show?
So-
I'm sorry. Did they show a? Did they show a warrant? Did they show a warrant? Did they show a warrant?
You're reading it to me.
In an online.
You can ask me again. I don't think I
Oh.
heard you the first three.
Okay,
times.
cool. So if ICE didn't show a warrant and they took a U.S. citizen out of their home without showing a warrant and they busted down the door, is that lawful?
I'm not sure what the legal
I asked you a
jurisdiction
question.
to that
I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
Is it legal for the police to enter your home without a warrant? Yes or no?
I think there's legal precedent in certain situations.
What would the
yes.
certain situations
so.
be? What would the certain situations
I don't
be?
know. I don't know.
I can tell you
I'd have to
exactly. I can
study
tell
the
you
law.
exactly what they are. It's imminent danger.
Okay, so
So if you have
exceptions
so
to
it
that.
just having suspicion that there might be a person of interest in a house is not okay. You can't go in there without a judicial warrant. ICE has to have a judicial warrant to enter a domicile. Period. The end.
Wasn't this a child molester
I'm sorry. I asked
that they
you.
were going after?
I asked you a question. Is it
Wasn't this
okay?
a child molester?
I asked you a question. I'm
Wait, are you
asking you
defending
that.
a child molester?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not understand the law? Okay, got it.
This was a
So
child
I just want to
molester.
understand here, RC. You don't understand the law, and you would rather defend breaking the Fourth Amendment because you're okay with ICE stepping on the rights of American citizens. They took an American citizen and kidnapped him from his home and broke down his door, and they didn't have a warrant. But you're okay with that. Say you're okay with it.
This is a child
Say
molester,
you're okay
right?
with it.
No,
No,
it
it
wasn't.
wasn't.
dude.
It was an American
It was
citizen.
mistaken identity.
Well, from my understanding,
Would you like to hold on, RC? What did I just say?
I don't know. You were both talking.
Oh, okay. It was mistaken identity.
That happens.
Cool. So then it's not the claim that you made repeatedly in an effort to try and
No, not a claim. I'm asking.
No.
I said this was the child molester, right?
And the answer is no, it's not a child molester. And they didn't have a warrant to go into the guy's home. So, again, do you think it's okay for law enforcement to break into your home and drag you out without a warrant? Yes or no? I just want a yes or no.
If you're a direct threat, yes. If you have reasonable suspicion that you're a direct threat to yourself or people around you, yes.
Such as?
If you're threatening to unalive yourself or unalive others.
Okay, great. Awesome. That would also be what the law says, and there was no situation here. So since we know that there was no situation here that involved that, and ICE has not said that this was the situation or the reason that they went into the house, and they didn't have a warrant, and they pulled an American citizen out of their home and arrested them, is that legal? Yes or no?
To answer your question, based on how you frame the question, yes, that's wrong.
Yeah, I asked you, is it legal? So the answer would be no, it's not legal. So
it's wrong.
It's
not based on
no,
how
no,
you framed
no,
it.
no.
It
It's
doesn't
not.
seem
It's
to be
not.
illegal.
It's not how I'm framing it. It's the facts of the case. You can read
I
about
haven't
it
looked into
yourself.
it.
Good. Look into it
Liberals
right now.
tend to lie
So,
and
anyways,
twist things.
I'm sorry, I'm not a liberal. Anyways, so doing something illegally. What's
Sorry, I'm
another word
communist.
for illegal? What's another word for illegal?
When you say you're not a liberal,
What's
you mean
another
like you're a
word for
communist.
illegal?
Unlawful?
Unlawful. There you go. Very good. So if ICE is doing unlawful things violently, and their end result is trying to do the political bidding of a particular group of people, and they're doing it against civilians, what would that make them, RC?
But it was mistaken identity.
It was illegal.
It was mistaken identity.
It was
It's not the same
illegal and
thing.
lawful. Absolutely
Yes.
it is.
Right, but it was mistaken identity. It wasn't purposely.
No, it
trying
absolutely
to take a
was
civilian
purpose.
out.
No, it was because they went in there without a warrant. Going there in anywhere without a warrant is unlawful. It doesn't matter who it is. It's still wrong. It doesn't matter if it's a case of mistaken identity because they shouldn't have gone into the house in the first place because they didn't have a warrant. The Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, as far as I'm aware, still exists and has existed since 1790. Unlawful search and seizure. Do you want to look it up or do you need me to read it to you because you don't know the Bill of Rights?
Sure, you can read it.
No, I'd rather not. You can do your own homework or take a fucking civics class.
Pretty mean.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt your feelings?
I don't know. You're just an adult acting like this.
Is
Hey.
that you trying to change the conversation?
No, I'm trying to be respectful, but it's like the left is very nasty, very
you're not.
vindictive.
So
Yeah, he wants to
we've
change.
established that ICE, we've established the actions of ICE at this point would fall within the umbrella of terrorism. Yeah,
because of an isolated incident of
an
mistaken
isolated.
identity.
Oh, it's an isolated.
So all
incident.
wait, hold on. So
Okay,
that means that
cool.
all
So-
ICE are terrorists.
So hold on.
That doesn't add up.
That's one incident. Now, if we how many more do we have to provide before we establish a pattern?
Well, if that's your standard, then I can pick individuals of a certain demographic and say, well, that whole
No.
demographic is terrorists.
I want you to tell me how many more incidents with ICE this year do we have to provide to establish a pattern?
I don't know. There's a set number.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
recognize patterns too? Because when we do it, you call us racist.
Is this you trying to deflect again?
Not at all. You're saying certain
okay.
individuals are committing a
Yes,
pattern
this is
of
you
behavior.
literally trying to deflect. Yeah, okay.
I'm curious of your standard. Are you going to be
Okay,
consistent?
again.
Can I recognize patterns
No,
too?
no.
or is
This
that...
is you trying to deflect away from.
No, that's cool. Can we both recognize patterns?
It's cool for you to deflect. No, it's not.
Okay, so let's both recognize patterns.
Cool.
Okay.
So, anyway, as far as ICE is concerned, it seems like they might be a domestic terrorist organization.
Yep.
Sure, you can believe that.
Wait, why don't you?
Because I think the vast majority of their work is totally legal and within the rights. I know that there's exceptional cases like this of mistaken identity or maybe poor training, but the most of these ICE agents are doing the lawful, legal thing.
The lawful, legal thing.
Yeah, you can point at exceptions, which I would agree in times are unlawful. I haven't looked into this case specifically. I'm just going based off the framing of what I've heard.
If ICE agents commit unlawful acts, and then other ICE agents in the same area refer to those unlawful acts as a means of intimidating or threatening a civilian, do you think that would also qualify as not necessarily terrorism, but terroristic threats, maybe?
Well, I would ask, what's the political change that intimidating ICE officers trying to bring about? because that's
The political.
yeah,
Sorry.
because that's part of being a terrorist is you're trying to bring about political change.
Yeah.
All right, who's to say that that ICE officer is just not angry because he's had constant threats against his life and he has a screaming lunatic leftist in front of him spitting on his face? I'd be pretty pissed off too.
Yeah.
So is he a terrorist because this screaming lunatic leftist is spitting on him and screaming insults at him? I don't think he's a terrorist. I think the dude's just at his wit's end and wants to slap the shit out of the guy. I would want to do it too, honestly. Like that, you're impeding on these people's investigation.
Which one are we referring to right now, RC?
Well, there was the one where it's a tragedy, don't get me wrong, but this kid was screaming at the ICE officer's face and then they shot him with a rubber bullet. There was another one where the guy spit on the ICE officer's face and they tackled him to the ground.
Wow.
So it's a tragedy?
It's a tragedy when someone loses their life or gets injured. I don't like to see it. I don't take joy in that.
Oh,
but I would also call a spade a spade. And if you're going to impede and scream at these ICE officers, spit on them, impede on their investigation, you might get some bodily harm.
like permanently losing vision in your right eye?
Well, you know that the guy's holding a rubber cannon, if you will, like a gun that shoots projectiles at a high rate, and you're screaming and you're impeding on their investigation. You're going out of your way to get into their way. It's not like they were hunting this kid down. But yes, it is a tragedy.
But
I don't like to see
you also
that.
have a reasonable expectation. I mean, shit, I can talk to a cop on the street.
They weren't talking. They were
No.
screaming.
Like to kind of extrapolate from your I guess characterization there. I can talk to a cop on the street here in Georgia and then like flip him off, knowing full well I can see that he has a firearm on his hip, like in plain view. I can flip him off, tell him to go to hell, tell him that I banged his wife last night, and then like I still have the reasonable expectation that he will not draw his weapon and discharge it, because that's fucking insane. That's highly illegal.
I think it's insane to scream defamatory comments like effing his wife to a person that has a firearm.
Yeah, here's
police officer.
but here's
or
the
not.
thing: it doesn't.
So you're saying I'm asking for it?
You're asking for something to happen as
No,
a grown man
actually,
to yell at another
incorrect,
grown man that you effed his wife.
incorrect,
Yeah, you're
incorrect.
asking
No,
for something.
incorrect,
That's an
RC.
insult.
No,
That's
incorrect,
crossing a
RC.
line.
Incorrect, RC. Because what you're talking about is you're talking about just two grown men. What we're talking about is officers of the government, law enforcement officers. And what you're talking about is protected speech. That's your First Amendment right. And when you're talking about giving that speech against the government, that's protected. Sorry.
You think it's smart to go around saying I effed your wife?
I don't fucking care
officers?
what's smart or how you feel about it, you little snowflake. Unfortunately for you, the law says the First Amendment is a thing. And we can say whatever the fuck we want without fear of getting shot. Got it?
Oh, you can't say you're going to unalive them. No, you don't have the right to say
you're right.
that.
You're right. You can't say I'm going to fucking kill you. However, even if you say that to them, they still can't draw their gun and shoot you. They might come over and they might talk to you about it, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, you
I
probably
think if you say you're going to unalive
probably
someone,
earned yourself like a
that's-
30, 45-minute conversation in the back of a squad car, but you're still not deadly force. Also, RC, I didn't mention deadly force at any point in the hypothetical situation where I was basically harassing a cop, right?
I don't think he should use deadly force against you. I think he should take his baton out and slap you across the face with it, though.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that if I, a civilian, am
Yeah.
exercising my First Amendment rights and insulting, belittling, harassing, or otherwise agitating a police officer, that police officer has carte blanche.
With like full right? No, I don't think so. But when you have a bunch of leftist lunatics saying they want to unalive ICE officers, and these leftist lunatics are screaming defamatory comments in their face, and these guys are already on edge, I'm just saying I don't fault them for reacting.
And by reacting, What do you
Yeah,
think?
when you're getting spit on, reacting by tackling the people and handcuffing them, I don't judge them for that. No.
Oh, okay. What about the
Do you? Do you though?
Well, no,
I mean,
no,
they have a lot
so-
of threats against their lives.
what about the rubber bullet to the face?
Do you disagree? Wait, do you disagree with what I just said?
The rubber bullet to the face.
So do you disagree with what I just said or no? And we'll
So,
move on to the rubber bullet.
again,
So you're not going to.
rubber-
Why won't you answer my question?
Jesus. Okay, ask it again.
Do I have to repeat the whole thing again?
Yes.
With all the threats against their lives, all right, they're already on edge and they're having a lunatic screaming insults at them, spitting on their face. Do you judge that officer for tackling and handcuffing the guy?
Yeah.
For getting spit on and having threats hurled at him to tackle a guy that just spit on his face and handcuff him. You judge him.
Yeah.
Okay, then we don't see eye to eye. All right, what was
Okay.
your rubber bullet question?
Hang on.
So-
I want to say one thing about that real quick, Nemo. Just one thing before you move on with that. I just want to clarify. Spitting on somebody in certain states there's a gray area with spitting on somebody. I will say, in all fairness, spitting on someone, there's a gray area. It still doesn't mean violence. It just there is a gray area about whether or not you could get like detained for that. It still doesn't warrant any sort of violence. I just want to be clear. That's a gray area within the law. That's all. I just want to point that out. It still doesn't warrant violence. Anyways, please continue, Nemo, with your rubber bullet question.
Yeah. So does it merit a rubber bullet to the face?
Nope.
RC?
That alone does not, no.
Oh, got it. So how would you describe that? Excessive force?
Well, when you have a bunch of people running at you and you just fire the rubber bullet to ward off the crowd coming at you, I think that's what the rubber bullets are for. Obviously, what happened is a tragedy, but I see that it was a crowd of people coming after the ICE officer, from what I remember of the video.
Gotcha. So if
There was
there's
a lot of
crowd
escalation,
people-
in other words. It wasn't just
Got-
this one kid that walked up to him and then got shot with a rubber bullet.
Gotcha. So if there's a crowd of people coming after the officer, then
Yeah, I
It's
mean, who
okay.
knows what they were? Maybe they were yelling. I don't know what they were saying. I don't know what the escalation
but
was to that
the
point.
crowd they weren't armed.
How do they? No, first of all, you don't know that. You can't assume that they're not armed. You should actually assume that they are armed.
Oh,
Officers should assume,
why?
of course, because you never know.
Oh,
They should be
okay.
on guard. Officers should 100% be on guard, and they have reasonable suspicion to protect their own lives and their fellow
What is
officers' lives.
what's the reasonable suspicion? Like somebody not complying with orders or something?
No, it's a lot of people on the left saying they want to take the life of the ICE officers, hunting these people down. Of course, they have reasonable suspicion to be scared and fearful of their own life.
Okay.
They're human
And so
beings at
like
the end of
and
the
so
day.
as far as like reacting, if that person just refused to comply with orders, are you saying like at that point that's the line?
No, I'm saying that if they're not complying with orders and threatening the lives of the ICE officers, that's the line.
Oh, wait, was that happening?
To my understanding, no. But I saw a
Hmm.
5-second clip. I don't know what the escalation was prior to that.
Well, you were just saying that it was okay because that's what was happening. But,
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't really withhold much judgment against these ICE officers that are being threatened on a day-to-day basis and having lunatics screaming in their face. I don't really judge them that harsh for their reactions.
Their reactions being
Tackling, arresting people, using rubber bullets to ward off, crazy lunatics running after them and screaming and hurling insults. I mean, yeah, you could argue it's free speech. I say it's defamatory.
No, it's not.
speech.
It's not arguing that it's free speech. It is free speech.
To yell at ICE officers, you're going to F their wife. I suppose.
Unfortunately
Yeah.
for you, bud, that's free speech. Yeah.
so.
So
As far
you
as-
started.
as
So
far
if these
as-
people were yelling the
you
N
said-
word
you
and
said
F
that you would
slurs,
have
is
to
that free
assume
speech?
that you said you would have to assume the person's armed. Like, Can you?
No, hold on. Is all free speech like just because it's legally free speech? Does that mean that there's not like physical consequences that could be on the other side of it?
It doesn't
Not
mean
if you're a police officer.
yeah. If you're the
They
government,
unalive Charlie Kirk and people justify
if
it.
you're the government, that's different. You're talking about private citizens. You are not making a distinction, which is super important because the First Amendment is specifically talking about the role of government in speech. This is what people always
Charlie
get
Kirk?
wrong. This is what people
Charlie
always
Kirk
get
was
wrong.
a private civilian.
Excuse me. Yes, I understand. And this is what people always get wrong about the First Amendment. People like you. Charlie Kirk was a private citizen who was unalived by another private citizen. That has nothing to do with the First Amendment. This has everything to do with the First Amendment because we're talking about private citizens doing something against the government. Because ICE is a government agency. Got it?
Yeah, I understand the distinction.
Awesome. So why did you
Okay.
bring up Charlie Kirk?
Because the left will justify his
No, I don't care
assassination. A lot
about
of people
justifying
won't.
you. You're doing some sort of weird side quest.
He's trying to. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
He's trying to change the conversation.
I know you are.
So, RC, why would they presume that the people were armed?
Well, because you don't always know if they have a firearm or some kind of weapon hidden somewhere behind them, maybe in their pants. You should assume that they do, because if you don't assume that they do and they actually do and you're not ready for it, you can lose your life.
Gotcha.
Pretty sure they probably teach that in training. I don't know. I don't think they teach in training to assume they don't have a weapon. I think they teach in training to assume that this person does have a weapon. It would make sense.
What you're saying is, RC, that if someone is clearly not listening to direct orders from a cop, like, hey, stop, or calm fuck down, whatever, and they are continuing to push forward, to escalate, and that cop feels in danger. And that is because of the presumption that person is armed. That it's okay for the cop to protect themselves.
If that person's screaming at them, I have a firearm and I'm going to take your life with it.
See, now that's interesting because we said presumption. Now, if the person is just openly admitting that they have one, that's not presumption anymore.
Even if the person doesn't say it, let's just say the person
okay.
is being threatening and screaming and approaching and encroaching on the officer's personal space. Yeah, why wouldn't you assume this person has a weapon of some sort to injure you?
That's that's a great point.
You assume people don't have a weapon?
You must be all for the neck piercing that Ashley Babbitt got.
Ashley Babbitt, the January 6er?
Yeah.
The neck piercing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to be defamatory?
How's that defamatory?
Okay. Can I make a George Floyd joke? Is that appropriate since you want to say neck piercing with her?
Is that because your butt hurt because you dug yourself your own grave just then?
No, I think that what she did is wrong. And I think that they used the correct legal force. It's unfortunate. It's a tragedy she lost her life.
Is it?
But is it a tragedy that she lost her? You don't think it's a tragedy when someone loses their life? See, whether it's Renee Good,
it depends on the circumstances, doesn't
I think
it?
it's a tragedy that Renee Good lost her life. I don't take joy in that. See, that's the difference with the left. The left actually takes joy when someone like Charlie loses his life.
Well, the thing is with Renee,
you guys
Good,
feel
it's
joy
my
and
understanding
happiness
that Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, and J.D. Vance, and probably someone else that I can't think of, described Renee Good as a domestic terrorist.
Well, she's using her vehicle as a weapon to bring about political
so she was a
change.
domestic terrorist.
In that moment, yes. All around, no.
Okay, so was it tragic?
That a human being lost their life is tragic, yes. Even if
Oh.
she's acting as a domestic terrorist in that moment, she's still a mother. She still
Oh,
has
got
loved
it.
ones. It's still a tragedy. That doesn't mean that I
Gotcha. So
want
what
her
you're
to have lost
saying
her life.
is that it's tragic that Schittler offed himself because he was a son of someone, right?
How did you bring it to that? I thought we were talking about Renee Good.
I mean, you're saying that when it comes to her being a domestic terrorist, yeah, but she's still a mother, and that's tragic. Okay. How far does this go?
Well, I think that she's nowhere near the level of evil of Hitler, and I think when someone is actually taking the lives of someone else, I guess in a spiritual sense, human life carries value. So it's sad in one sense that this person was so far gone, and this is a equally valuable human being, but it's an evil human being.
Oh, she's evil.
No, I'm talking about Hitler.
Okay.
I think that was an evil act of hers.
It was an evil act. Well, I mean,
Yeah. To use your vehicle as a weapon?
if
Yes.
whenever it comes to a domestic terrorist being stopped, I don't view that as tragic, right?
When a human being loses their life, I do view it as tragic.
So if a cop stops a bank robber who's holding hostages by
Yeah.
putting one between his eyes,
hmm
is that tragic for the bank robber?
It's tragic for the bank robber's family, loved ones. Yes, it's still a tragedy that other loved ones are going to have to experience. Was it the right thing to do? Yes. Is it also a tragedy? Yes. You don't think there's people that are going to feel sad that they just lost their son, they lost their husband, they lost their brother, they lost perhaps their father? It's still a tragedy to certain people. I mean, you can't lose that.
But is it a tragedy to you, right? Is it fair to describe it in general as a tragedy, right? Because what you're doing is you're narrowing the definition to, well, there's somebody that liked him, so therefore, because somebody liked him, it is a tragedy, right? J.D. Vance described Renee Good as both a domestic terrorist and apparently it's still tragic somehow. Now, if she was actually a domestic terrorist, it wouldn't be tragic.
All right, well, I don't speak for JD Vance. It's still a tragedy. She's still a human being. She did the wrong thing, and it's very unfortunate she lost her life. It's a tragedy. I don't know how else I can say that to you.
Why did she lose her life?
She lost her life. She put herself in a position voluntarily she did not have to be in, and then tried to evade the cops and was going to run one over, and he was within his legal jurisdiction.
Time out.
to take his
Time out. I
firearm
got to
out.
stop you right there. Number one, she didn't try to evade cops. It was ICE agents. That's very different.
They have police written across their chest. I'm just
Just
using the
because
term
they have
loosely.
police
I
written
can
across
buy
their
a shirt with police
Yeah.
written across the chest.
just because you have police written across your chest, it doesn't make you police. ICE
They're
officers,
federal police, though.
they're not federal police. They're federal enforcement, law enforcement. That's different than police, and in fact, they have different jurisdiction and they have different things that they are allowed to do and not do. So we actually really need to make that distinction because it's super important.
Law enforcement officers is another way of saying police. They're just federal
That's
law
incorrect,
enforcement
sir.
officers.
Police are one level of law enforcement. Are you saying that FBI agents and police are the same thing?
No, one's federal, one's local.
Oh,
but they're
awesome.
both
So
police.
wait, they're what?
I said one's federal, one's local, but they're both police.
Incorrect.
Okay, I mean, sure.
No,
people can look it up.
FBI agents are not police. They're federal agents. They're not police.
They're federal agents doing.
I
what?
understand that in
Enforcing
your
the law.
head, in like the simplified, smooth brain thing, you're like, they're all police. It's like what my 9-year-old would say. But that's not right. They're not all police. The local police force, police officers, those are police. And then there's not police, law enforcement officers that are above them, right? That's different. So FBI agents are not police.
All right, I disagree with you. They're
I
they're
understand.
federal
I
law
understand that
enforcement
you. I understand that you disagree, but literally by definition, you're wrong. They are not police.
Okay, sure.
Okay, great. Anyways, so that's a very important distinction because different people and different law enforcement officers are allowed to do different things. Do you understand?
I understand that different
Awesome.
branches.
So
within-
since there are different branches,
Bro, why
we
can't-
actually have to call them
man.
different things. Well, it doesn't seem like you understand this because you're trying to call them all the same thing, and it's really convenient to just call them all police, because if you call them all police, then you can just apply the rules of police to everything that they do, instead of actually making the very important distinction of these are federal agents working in a very specific capacity in which they do not have the jurisdiction that police do. They do not
So why are they
have the
why are
ability
they
to
given
do all of
firearms?
the things.
Got it.
I'm sorry. I was still
But why are
I
they
was still
given
trying to explain it to you. Why are they given firearms?
Correct. If they're not police and they're not there to, enforce the law like police officers are, why are they handed firearms?
No one said that they weren't there to enforce the law, but they're there to enforce a very specific law. What does ICE stand for?
I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
You don't know what ICE stands for, RC.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
There
I
you
didn't remember
go.
off the
Oh,
top.
okay, all right, that's fine. So, what laws are they enforcing?
Immigration and custom laws.
There you go. Very good. That's an excellent work there. Good. So, they're allowed to enforce immigration and customs laws. And so, yes, I guess they need a firearm to do so sometimes. Sure. That's why they're given firearms. Just like there are other law enforcement officers that need firearms. There are also law enforcement officers that don't get firearms. I assume that, not all IRS agents who are also federal law enforcement officers, by the way, certain IRS agents are also classified that way, and they don't all get firearms. But they're still classified that way, which is kind of fucking wild, right? Don't cross an IRS agent. Hey, am I right? Anyways, so I'm glad that we've established that those are the laws that they're supposed to be enforcing, not local traffic laws.
That's not what happened there. They weren't enforcing
Except for the
local
fact that
traffic
that's
laws.
exactly what you're trying to say that they were doing, because that's what they were doing.
They weren't trying to give this lady a ticket.
Except for the fact then, okay, great, then why were they trying to get into her car?
Because she was using her vehicle as a blockade. to
Except for
impede
the
on their
fact that they
investigation.
weren't doing an investigation. You're 100% wrong about that.
So why were a bunch of ICE officers there if they weren't
One
conducting an
car was
investigation?
stuck on the street and they were going back to headquarters. They were done with operations. In fact, do you know who said that that was the case?
Who said that was the case?
Kristi Noem herself. Would you like me to show you where she said that?
Sure.
Awesome. Fantastic. Anyways, so this was the press conference. This was the press conference on the day of, and boop. I put this up on the screen for you. If I can get it up on the screen. Sorry. My apologies. One moment. Guys, keep tapping that screen. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all of you fine folks. There we go. There we go. All right, this is Kristi Noem on the day of.
We'll let the FBI decide.
Were they on target today when they were in that neighborhood?
They were returning back to headquarters, I believe, to start a new operation, had just completed one.
Were they on target that day in that neighborhood? And you can see when she stops and she stutters and she knows that she fucked up. She knows that she fucked up because she literally just confirmed they were not in the middle of an operation. They had just completed an operation and they were going back to headquarters, which means there is no possible way that she could have been obstructing an operation. The only reason they were on that street, RC, the only reason they were on that street is because one of their vehicles got stuck in the snow. Oops.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't know
that means she could not have been obstructing anything that ICE was doing in their official capacity.
So what was she doing there? What was she doing?
It doesn't matter what she was doing there.
It does.
No, it
She was
doesn't.
committing a
She's an
crime,
American.
first of all.
She's an American citizen, and I don't give a fuck what she was doing there. If ICE wasn't in the middle of an operation, tough titties. She's an American
You can block the
citizen.
road like that as a
She
citizen?
wasn't blocking the road. In fact, 11 cars were able to get around her, including Jonathan Ross's car, the guy who shot her. Why was he able to get around her to shoot her if she was blocking the road? Huh?
Well, he sped around her.
Why was he
sped
able to
around
get around her if she was blocking the road?
Speed around her.
Well, why was she there? What was she doing?
Wait. He didn't speed around her.
Yeah, he did. But what was she doing?
No, he didn't. Do you want to bet?
What was she doing there with her car?
I'll bet you $500 she didn't.
And why did she
speed
position
around
her? Oh, okay, I get it. But why did she position her
you
car
get
like
it?
that?
You what? You just want to what?
But
you
why
were just
did
going to
she
continue to
position
make
her-
that claim,
let's just-
but now when I
simple
call you
question.
on your bullshit, now you
Why-
want to try and backtrack? No.
Why-
$500 says
Why
that he did not
she
speed
position
around
her
her.
car like that? Why?
$500 says that he did not speed around her.
Why are you ignoring this question? Why was she there and
Why are you
positioning her
ignoring
car
my
like that?
point?
Okay, he got around her. All right. Then
Ah.
she wasn't. So why was she there though? Why did she park or position her car the way it was
It
positioned?
doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Why would someone
I'm
do that?
sorry.
if they're in
I'm
their
sorry,
right mind?
RC. Did we just not establish? Was ICE doing an operation on that street? Yes or no? Or did we just establish that they weren't? Yeah. Were they doing an operation?
According to what Christy Nome just said there, it doesn't seem that they were.
Awesome. Then that means that ICE had no jurisdiction on that street. So, since ICE had no jurisdiction on that street, could they have stopped her? Yes or no?
I'm not going to say yes or no. I don't.
I know you don't know because see, here's the
They're
problem
federal
is that you've been
investigators.
backed.
Federal law
Yes,
enforcement.
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
Yes, and you know what federal law enforcement is allowed to do? The only thing that those guys are allowed to do is they can go after undocumented people that they've been given a warrant to go after. They can, by the way, they can detain U.S. citizens. They can detain U.S. citizens. They can't go arrest U.S. citizens. They can detain them if they're caught up in an actual active operation. Okay? Yes. If they're going into somebody's residence and she pulled her car in front of them as they're going into a place, yes, they can detain her. Yes, 100% that is correct. They can't arrest her for it. They could hand her off to local police and those people could arrest her, but they can't. They could detain her. But that was not that situation in any way, manner, shape, or form, because there was no active operation happening, and she wasn't blocking the street. So, since we have established all of these facts very clearly, and by the way, you can look all the fuck that you want, there is no law that says that they are allowed to arrest her for no reason. Period, the end, as a U.S. citizen. So anyways, why were they trying to get into her car even though they had no jurisdiction to do so?
Well, since they were not doing an investigation, I don't know.
There you go.
I don't
There,
know.
Thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you've admitted that you don't know, because not knowing that answer means that it was completely unjustified.
Me not knowing the answer doesn't make it unjustified.
No.
I don't know.
I know, but here's the RC. Real talk, man. Real talk. Not being able to answer that question, like immediately means it's unjustified, because the only circumstance in which ICE should have been trying to drag a U.S. citizen out of their car is if she was impeding an active operation, as in we are right now arresting people in the moment. That's the only way that they can detain U.S. citizens.
Yeah, I was under the impression they were doing an investigation.
They were not.
I understand. That's what it seems like what Kristi Noem said. So now I'm very confused on this. I don't understand why the DHS and no one said that at first. That's confusing.
Real quick, I just want to point something out. This, by the way, RC, apologies for interrupting 1 second. I don't normally do this. High school band name is in the chat there, and he made a cute little video today about me muting him. And the reason, even though I normally allow MAGA to chirp in the chat, unlike most of my compatriots who automatically mute all of them, I normally let you guys chirp in the chat and say whatever you want. But high school band name comes into our live every single fucking night. And all he does is troll the chat, and he never comes up and talks to us. And because he is such an annoying little bitch, that's why I mute you. Because you just troll the chat. You don't say anything interesting. You just repeat the same shit over and over. If you engaged and you said interesting things, fine. Or if you came up and talked to us, I mean, at least RC, he's come up and he's having a conversation with us, you know? At least, you know, he's man enough to do that. You're not. So, go cry somewhere else. Anyways. Sorry, RC. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you, I do appreciate the fact that you've admitted that you didn't know that information, and that might maybe would change your mind, potentially. I know you're not admitting it right now, but maybe it would potentially change your mind about how you would view this.
If they were not committing or doing an investigation, they had no, as far as I understand, no legal justification to try and take her out of her car.
Let me tell you one other thing.
Correct.
Yeah, and let me tell you one other thing here. Earlier on in the press conference, you watch the whole press conference, and you'll notice one thing. Kristi Noem said, we were conducting operations in Minneapolis. While we were conducting operations in Minneapolis. She never says we were conducting operations on the street. Never says anything specifically about it. She says early on, we were conducting operations in Minneapolis, and she says it broadly. It's very clear that that's what she was doing. And she did a great job for the first 10 minutes, because it was clear she was not supposed to say that. But when she got asked that question, and you can tell the way that she stutters through it, she knew she really wasn't supposed to say that, because that really takes away a huge bit of plausible deniability for them. Because if they're in the middle of an operation, then they can say, well, she's impeding, she's obstructing. And so that's why I encourage you to go watch that press conference back, and I think you'll see the same thing where she says broadly.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now, actually.
Yeah. So anyways, that's all. But like I said,
also, I mean, as far as what Jonathan Ross did, there is no legal justification for what he did. The video has been analyzed so methodically now that when the first shot goes off, like this is frame by frame, when the first shot happens, his feet are planted out of the path of the vehicle. That's when the first shot goes off. So he was out of the way. And even if you want to set aside the first shot, shots 2 and 3, there was zero reason for it, because those shots occurred through the driver's side window, not through the front. So, I mean, if they're going through the driver's side window, clearly this car is not head on if they're going through the driver's side window. So that's shots 2 and 3. So there's zero justification for that. Also, zero justification for denying medical care. There was a physician that there was a guy, but we have video of this. There was a guy who said, I'm a doctor. Please let me help. And they refused. And their excuse was, we already have medics on here. But they're saying that as you can see Renee Good in the background with her face planted on the steering wheel. For 15 minutes, they did not render care. No medic rendered care. The guy who was a doctor, who was volunteering, hey, I'm a doctor, please let me help. They say, no, we have medics. Okay, well, if the medics were tending to them, that would be fair. That's not what was happening. You can see in the video that's not what was happening. Eventually, 15 minutes later, that's when care gets rendered. That's when the CPR is done. And at that point, I mean, it's over. So denying care, more than likely to make sure that she doesn't make it. And then for Jonathan Ross, after all of that, to flee the scene. Like, he didn't say, I mean, like, obviously we've established that ICE are not cops, but if we're going to use cops as like a standard as far as, you know, how these things go, how this goes about, I'm sure that you have seen body cam footage of cops doing cop shit, right? And when they do cop shit, they, like, if there's any type of like forceful interaction, when that is done and they are talking to other cops that inevitably are there, they go through it with the other cop. Like they're like, I responded to this. The person did this. I did this. That led to this. Like, they go through what happened. They do that to cover their own ass, but also because it gives like I guess an auditable trail of like, these are the actions, right? It ties them to those actions as well. So it covers their ass, but it also, like, that's them hitching their wagon to it, right? Jonathan Ross didn't do that. Number one, there was no body cam footage, obviously. The fact that ICE don't have body cams, that's fucking crazy. But he didn't stay. He left. Like, imagine change it to instead of ICE agents, it's a cop. And a cop just murks someone in their vehicle and then hops in his car, drives away. The fuck? Like, no, that's not how that works, right? If we, civilians, if we did that, even if, let's pretend that we had totally plausible self-defense, right? Like, let's say that we had every excuse for that to use deadly force. We had every excuse, right? Okay, well, this was self-defense, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But if we, in self-defense, murked someone and then fled the scene, we would still be on the hook for some probably some type of legal shit, right? But that's what happened to him. So, as far as Jonathan Ross is concerned, shot one, some people are immovable on it, which, I mean, when you go frame by frame, it's really silly to try and argue that shot one was justified. But shots 2 and 3, not justified whatsoever. Not rendering medical care, literally not justified at all. Illegal, very illegal. And then the video that we have of Jonathan Ross, his own video, it gives away mens rea. Like, it gives away intent. Because what does he say after he gets all 3 shots off? Fucking bitch. At that point, it's like, oh, okay. So this was malice, right? Like that's the difference. So is it going to be first degree? Probably not, because that requires premeditation. Is it going to be second degree? Yes. It's gonna either be second degree murder or at the very minimum second degree manslaughter and probably third degree murder in the state of Minnesota, because the feds, like the totally transparent, innocent entity that they are refusing to investigate. So naturally, that means that Jonathan Ross is totally innocent, right? So if and when the state of Minnesota is able to do an investigation and to bring charges, more than likely, if you read the statute in Minnesota for third degree murder, it's that. It's the same thing that Chauvin was charged with in the state of Minnesota. So, yeah.
Second and third shot, totally unnecessary in my perspective. I've thought that since the day I watched the video. And listen, I am not a fan of many people on the left. I don't care how unhinged this woman may have acted. I mean, in the moment that he's standing in front of the vehicle or near the front of the vehicle, yes, one could argue that the first shot, perhaps he has legal precedent. Second and third shot, I don't see how anyone legally could argue that. But again, I don't know all the legal parameters. Now, in terms of the medical, the person saying that they're a doctor, unless they had a license, I don't know if you're just allowed to give someone the green light to give any sort of medical attention to someone that was just shot. I don't know what the I just don't know if that's legal, unless he was showing ID that I'm literally a medical doctor. I don't know if they can just give the go ahead to someone saying I'm a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know the rules around that. I'm pretty sure that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the laws around it. But as far as if somebody, shit, they do this on airplanes all the time when people pass out. Like, is there a doctor on board? I'm a doc. Okay, cool. Boom. Like, but
it's yeah. But RC, just so you know, that part aside, because I'm not 100%. Maybe not 100% clear on that, but you would think that they would want any aid possible to try and save her life. I would. You would think, but but all right. But let's fine.
Yeah.
We'll table that because I don't know the legalities of it. What I do know the legalities of, though, pretty well, is the rights of a law enforcement officer to use deadly force, and under which situations those are allowed and enforceable. And going back 40 years, we have a large amount of Supreme Court precedent, starting with Garner v. Tennessee in 1985. Garner v. Tennessee in 1985 holds that you can't just use deadly force to stop somebody who's fleeing. Like, simply put, like, that's not okay. You can't do that because the risk to people around you is too great, because shooting somebody in a gigantic vehicle is a risk to other people, and it generally outweighs the other risk that's happening at the time. Now, if somebody is actively saying or if there's true reason to believe that they're leaving to go unalive someone else, there are certain exceptions and there's certain ways around it. But even then, you really have to prove the totality of the circumstance was objectively in that favor. And they've ruled this over and over again. But here's the thing. When you talk about use of deadly force, there has to be a justification for it that involves no other way out. There has to be a justification that would mean, hey, I couldn't have moved out of the way. And in this case, he absolutely could have moved out of the way. The other thing that they would look at in the totality of the circumstances, did the officer put himself in the situation that he was in? That's called officer-induced jeopardy. And he put himself in front of the vehicle. Putting yourself in front of the vehicle also creates a huge problem for the officer, because the Supreme Court has also said if you put yourself in harm's way, you can't use deadly force just because you put yourself there. Putting yourself in front of a car doesn't mean that you get to automatically pull out your gun and use deadly force if the car starts moving at you, because you put yourself there. Otherwise, any law enforcement that wanted to unalive somebody could just walk in front of their car and pop them and be like, well, they were gonna drive at me. Pop. That's all they'd have to do. And so that's also not a standard that you could say in the law. So then you've got that to contend with. There's no legal standard by which you can look at what Jonathan Ross did and say, that's justified from an objective legal standpoint. And I would encourage you to go look up the case law on this, because it's really, really, really deep and really clear, starting with Garner v. Tennessee in 1985 and going all the way up to Barnes v. Felix in 2025, which is what our friend who came up earlier, Brett, was talking about. So I encourage you to look at that, because there's no legal justification here for use of deadly force, no matter how you slice it, man.
I appreciate this different perspective. It's strange to me that the DHS would have been so knee-jerk to defend the actions here when, I mean, you just informed me that, first of all, they weren't conducting an investigation from what that clip of I just heard of Kristi Noem, which I don't see, let alone that he shouldn't be standing in front of the vehicle. They shouldn't have got out of their vehicle to approach her at all. I don't think they have justification for that if they were not conducting an investigation. Is she being kind of a nuisance on the road? Yes. Does that mean they can get out of the car and go? No. They could call the correct law enforcement to go and handle that situation if need be and take her license plate down. And then it's a civil infraction for doing what she's doing. But, you know, one thing I do not like to see on my side, and I see some people doing this, is finding joy in this woman's life being taken. Like, I don't care what she believes. I don't care what her political position is. She's a mother. I mean, I just see it as that. And this was so easily avoidable. And now that I've got this new information, I'm not going to sit here and defend it. If this is all true, obviously, assuming that it's true, this does not look good at all for Jonathan Ross, from what I'm hearing. I don't know if it'll be second-degree murder, but yeah, I mean, the body cam footage he released, or the cell phone footage, whatever that was, yeah, he said effing bitch. All of that it doesn't really bode well for him, hearing this new information.
Yeah. I don't think that does. But you know, I appreciate that you would at least take in some new information on this and be able to look at it. And I can tell you, I think we both know why. We know why. They can't admit anything. They cannot admit a single thing that they're going to do wrong or that they've done wrong. And so having to say that an ICE agent fucked up or that they fucked up, it's just not okay. They can't do it. And so that's why they tried to get ahead of this story, and they tried to say the things that they said. And I really think that if you watch that press conference and you watch the way that Kristi Noem says, well, we were in Minneapolis doing operation, not we were on that street, not we were doing the, she never says anything specific. And then when you get to that clip that I played, you can hear the hitch in her voice, and you can, if her face wasn't so static, you might see something there, but in all seriousness, you can tell that there's a moment where she realizes that she said something that she shouldn't have said, and that was the truth. She said the truth, that there wasn't an operation. That's when, because the reporter said, were you on target? And she said, no, it's my understanding that they had just finished an operation and were returning to headquarters. So
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah, I'm gonna go watch that press conference. It's interesting. I appreciate the different perspective at the minimum.
All right.
Yeah, it's very off to me when anyone that questions Trump, even if Marjorie Taylor Greene or whoever, or even that guy that was at the Ford factory and said that, why are you protecting the P3DOs? Like, we should have the right to question Trump's authority. And I don't like when these departments are so quick to defend something that's before an investigation's even been done. Or I think that the employee at Ford was on permanent leave or temporary leave. Like, that's ridiculous. Even though I don't necessarily agree, but it's like, but that's his right. Why can't he say that? Of course. And if he's, I don't like Trump a lot of the times plays into the authoritarian claims that the left makes about him, and then it's like, dude, I can't even defend. I'm not even going to try to defend that. You're acting as such sometimes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I agree, but look, RC. Like I said, I just think that I understand. I know that we've talked before. I understand there's a lot of real problems here. There's a lot of things that you'll never agree on, and that we'll never agree on. But I strongly encourage you. I strongly encourage you to use this, just this thing, if you would. Use this and examine the way that they automatically tried to frame this and the way that they're trying to do this and the things that they want to do. Even just as an American, we do not want our constitutional rights and freedoms trampled on in this manner. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. There's no side. It's not about winning. There's no winning on this. Your Fourth Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights, your Fifth and 14th Amendment rights, your due process. I want those for you. I want those for everybody in our chat. I want those for all of us. I don't care who you are. I want them for all. And it's not right when they're taken away from people. Everyone deserves due process. It does not matter who it is. And I'll tell you, the last thing I'll say on that is my partner, she is a federal attorney. She's a federal criminal defense attorney, and she has defended multiple J6ers. And they deserved their day in court, and they deserved an attorney standing by their side. I agree 100% with that. No matter how much I disagreed with their actions, no matter how much I hated what they did, doesn't matter. They deserved their due process and their day in court. We should all be striving to believe in the Constitution and upholding what the Constitution says, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we can at least agree on that.
Absolutely. All right. It's not all hatred, man. I'm not trying to cause some kind of civil war or anything. I know that there's probably most areas we don't agree with, but when it comes to constitutional rights and having the freedom of speech, I think we both absolutely defend that wholeheartedly, and we should as Americans.
So, regarding this, have you heard of NSPM 7?
No.
So it goes to like what we're talking about. So NSPM 7, what does NSPM stand for? It stands for something. I think it's like National Security Policy Memorandum, I think is what it stands for. Basically, think of it like a specialized executive order that is specific to national security that directs federal agencies to operate in a certain way. Okay. So NSPM 7 was issued by Trump this year or recently. So the language in this directive is very dangerous. So Ryan, you said spit it out, Nemo. Fuck off. So just reading from this. So the directive's emphasis on ideological orientations, and these are direct quotes, anti-Christianity, anti-capitalism, and anti-American views being indicators of domestic terrorism potentially jeopardizes First Amendment rights. So to be clear, anti-Christianity, anti-capitalism, and anti-American views are, according to NSPM 7, considered to be indicators of domestic terrorism. And I mean, those are vague as fuck, right? Like, anti-Christianity, well, I mean, if I'm an atheist, like, does that make me anti-Christian? Anti-capitalism, well, I mean, capitalism does kind of suck. Have you ever played Monopoly? Does that make me anti-capitalism? And as far as anti-American, if I remark on the fact that, I don't know, America's done bad things in the past, does that make me anti-American? Who is ultimately the arbiter of those things? Because those are very vague, highly subjective terms. And those are just like 3. There's a whole list. It mentions anti-fascism in there. And to your point about like being critical of Trump, right? Of being able to dissent and being able to express dissent and be critical of the president, of the government. This essentially makes that grounds to, I don't know, at the very least, investigate you. And I mean, that flies straight in the face of the First Amendment, like all over it, right? And I mean, the ACLU has called it out, but yeah, this is something that it's kind of been chilling in the background. But yeah, to your point about the First Amendment, I think that one thing that the U.S. got right, that one thing that I can point to in the U.S. is like, you know what? We do it better than other countries. It's rare that we do something better than other countries, but one of them is the First Amendment. Other countries do have freedom of speech. It's not as hardcore as ours. Like, the majority of the time, the court will err on the side of the right as opposed to the government, right? They will err on the side of, well, this is their freedom of speech, right? Mm-hmm. There are very limited circumstances where they're like, okay, that's reasonable to say, no, you can't do that, right? So that's one of those things that I think that the U.S. historically it has done better than other places. This is it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's very strange. At first read here, National Security Presidential Memorandum, NSPM 7, issued in September of 2025, specifically identifies anti-Christianity as one of the common threads or ideological orientations that may be considered indicators of domestic terrorism. I think domestic terrorism is domestic terrorism. I don't think that starting to look at people's Facebook posts or tapping into people's phone calls just because they have an anti-capitalist, anti-Christian view, all of a sudden is an indicator that they're a domestic terrorist. And I think that's totally impeding on free speech, just at face value. I haven't heard of this before, but on first read, I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
And I'm a Christian, so that's not an indicator that you're a domestic terrorist, I don't think. But with all of that being said, I'm glad that in a sea of disagreement that I'm sure we found some common ground. So it was a productive talk. I appreciate the insight. I'm going to go give that press briefing a watch. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night.
All right, RC. All right. I hope you have a good night.
All right, cool. See you, Nemo.
All right.
Have a good one. Lulu, you said where is he reading that? So I'll type it out in the chat. NSPM 7 is actually publicly available. So we can actually read the text of this. I think it's like actually on whitehouse.gov or some shit, but it's NSPM 7. There we go.
N as in Nancy. M as in Mancy. For the Archer fans.
Oh, cool. Tiki, it looks like that's the URL for it. Awesome. Yeah. So that was signed, like RC had said, it was what, September. So yeah, I mean, that is some Fahrenheit 451 police state type shit. People love to talk about how the Patriot Act is horrible, and it absolutely was. This is kind of the same thing, right? It doesn't it's not literally the same thing insofar as it doesn't grant power, but it allows agencies to do things. It gives them legal cover, basically. It doesn't give them extra power. It just gives them legal cover. It gives them, I guess, an excuse. And when any government agency has an excuse to exercise a certain power, I mean, shit. So, that means that the DHS or the DOJ could toss your life. Let's go through your social media. Let's go through your criminal record. Let's go through your everything that's publicly available. And then, let's go ahead and we should probably get a warrant just in case and, do other things.
A couple of quick thank yous. Thank you to Tammy on the Blue app, who had previously said, I can't listen to this ICE bullshit. They're all Proud Boys. They have a quoted hit. They're arresting everyone. Horrible people doing harm on purpose. I agree with you, Tammy. Thank you to Fish Taco Guy on the PP. I said, remind this fucking moron it's totally fine to shoot an unarmed lady in the head and then call her a fucking bitch. We talked about it, and I think that we came to a good understanding with RC. And thank you to our friend Taylor. Taylor came on through on the Blue app here with a pay to kick just a little while ago, and the reason I didn't, Taylor, is because of where we were in that conversation. I liked where the conversation was. If you'd like, shoot me a message. If you like, I'll gladly refund you for that since I didn't do it. But I think we were in the middle of a good conversation there with somebody that doesn't normally happen. So, let me know. One last other thing I wanted to point out about that conversation that I think is really important to mention. When we talked about the gentleman at the beginning who was drug out of his house without the warrant, and RC earlier was saying, what if he was a child molested, this and that. Listen, even if you thought that there was someone inside of a house that was doing that thing and you were law enforcement and you just took it upon yourself to go in there and go in there and go do that and snatch someone up and be like, well, we did it. Good luck in court when that person's defense attorney turns around and says, there was no warrant for them to come in and arrest my client. And watch how fucking fast that judge throws out your case. Watch. That's the reason why you follow the law. So even if that's the case, you absolutely 110% want that happening. Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. You want the legal basis in place. Okay? If you care about that, have a warrant, because a judge will toss that shit immediately. Okay? So just FYI. Also, thank you to our friend Mia, who reminded me of that very important piece of data. My girlfriend would be very upset with me that I didn't point it out immediately. I'm going to have to apologize to her at some point and tell her, because she'll be mad at me.
Thank you, Tammy, for the blue app. Said people wouldn't be screaming at these people if they weren't masked men in paramilitary gear with automatic weapons kidnapping people. It's a fair point. I do think that the animosity that ICE is receiving right now is warranted because of the marked change in how ICE operates. Refusing to identify themselves and seemingly operating with full immunity. I think that it is fair to say, no, fuck you, right? Now, I'm not saying that violence is okay, not saying that, but it's absolutely, totally fine and warranted to be like, you are a bunch of tyrants, kidnappers, people operating above the law, terrorizing communities. I think that's totally fair to make that assertion.
Absolutely. Dexter, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? I'll invite you to unmute there. Dexter, are you with us? I think that might have been a tapping error. Goodbye, Dexter. Hi, Jody. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Jody? Okay. All right. Once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, you'd like it to hop in the box. We're just looking for Trump supporters right now. Please, just Trump supporters. If you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a chat. Let's talk. Who we got here? Ryan, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I did not. I just, you guys, I made a joke in the chat when I said Nemo spit it out, and you guys muted me for that. So I just wanted to let you guys know I was a friendly.
All right.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
No, I should have been a little more like LOL about it. But I do have something to say about regards to the shooting, the ICE shooting of Renee Good.
Okay.
It's a point that I've been thinking about, but I haven't seen people bring it up much. That the outcome of, like, not only is it against DH policy to discharge a firearm into a moving vehicle, all that stuff, but the outcome of the shots didn't change what the outcome would have been if they didn't fire the shots. Like, you shoot the driver, it didn't stop the car, and it also didn't get her out of her car. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, they say, oh, we shot her because we had to stop the car. Mm-hmm. The car didn't stop. And then they say, oh, we used lethal force because she was trying to evade or whatever is the other reason. And they also didn't get her, like, shooting her doesn't get her out of the car.
Yeah, that's the reason why there's Supreme Court precedent on that, which is you're 100% right. But
Yes.
that's why they're like, hey, you can't just do this and say I did it because that was it. Because no, you have to actually look at the totality of the circumstance and from an objective standpoint be able to say there was a justifiable reason to do this, and it would have been the correct thing to do. And in this case, obviously not. So, absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
that was all that I wanted to say.
all right.
Sorry,
You're
for,
unmuted.
being maybe a little
no,
rash.
No, it's all right. You're unmuted. You're good, Rhino. You're a good man. Okay. Hope you have a
I've
good
also
night.
never been in a live before, so I don't know how to leave.
I will bring you back down, but you're unmuted. You're all good, bro. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Next time, don't fuck with Nemo. I did that shit. Don't fuck with.
Yeah. Thank you, Taylor, for the blue app. He said, "Don't apologize to people who don't like your journalism and history lessons." In fairness, it sounds like Ryan does like my journalism and history lessons. He was just ribbing me. So this is one of those things where it's like conveying tone through text. I will rewrite sentences like 7, 8, 9 times to try and make it abundantly obvious what my tone is.
Hi, Ari. Hi, friend. How are you? Guys, we've got 900 people in here and no Trump supporters that want to talk with us? Come on now. Come on. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Not even a little bit. I'm sure that there are some of you. Also, thank you for like the 6 people that appreciated my Archer reference. Thank you very much for doing that. Real quick then, quick PSA. Make sure that you're following my main and my backup account here. You're following Nemo and his many multiple backup accounts. Make sure you're subscribed over on the Tube. Even if you're over here and you watch primarily over here, please subscribe over on the Tube, not just to me, but to Nemo. His link is right in the description of the live stream over there. It's very easy to find. You can also find links for additional ways to support us in that description. You can also find links to support us in our bios if you'd like to do that. And we really appreciate it because it really helps us keep doing this all the time for you guys. We really like doing this all the time for you guys. And it is a lot. It's a lot. So, and we both really appreciate it. So thank you very much for your support. I can tell you that it means so much that you guys are here with us. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been sprouting gray hairs like a motherfucker over the last 3 years. Ever since I hopped on TikTok, they've just been coming out.
I want to give you guys a little levity. I'm going to give you guys a little levity today. All right? Matt, I wish you were my dad. Okay. Oh boy. I don't know how to respond to that one. But thank you. I think. Thank you. Anyways, I don't know how you guys are going to respond to this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I used my status as like a creator, influencer, whatever you want to call this. I don't know what we're calling this. I used it for personal gain yesterday. I used it for personal gain. Okay? All right, hear me out. Are you ready for this one? About a year and a half ago, I bought a universal remote. Okay? I used to use the Logitech Harmonies because by far the best universal remote, but they stopped supporting them, they stopped making them, and it wasn't compatible with my stuff. And so begrudgingly, I moved on to a different type of universal remote. It costs about $200, and not even as good as the Harmony and whatever. But I got it, and it's been fine. It's been whatever. A couple of days ago, I go, yeah, $200 for it's a universal remote. Just go with it. So a couple of days ago, it's bricked. I go to pick it up. I go to turn it on. It's just black. It won't turn on. It won't charge. Nothing's going on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is no good. So I go on. The first thing I do is I go on the Googles and I research the issue, and I find out this is actually a very common issue. And in fact, when this happens, if it doesn't charge up and it doesn't turn on, you're just fucked, and you've got to get a new one. And I was like, that's not cool. I've only had this thing for a year and a half. So I contact their support, and their support was just like, yeah, this is out of warranty. It's over a year. And I was like, this is bullshit. Because how are you making a product that bricks in like a year and a half? Like, and you're just like, yeah, well, you can buy a new one. Sorry. They're like, we'll give you a 15% discount on a new one. Like, fuck off. No way. So finally, I was done with the conversation. I said, they were like, well, let's give you the discount. I was like, no. That's fine. I said, I'm not going to be buying a new remote. I said, I am going to make a video for my 25,000 TikTok followers telling them about my experience with this remote. And I said, and I hope it goes as viral as one of my other recent videos. And I sent them a screenshot of my page with the older millennial video with the 1.2 or 3 million views or whatever it is, and that shows my follower count. And wouldn't you know it, the next response I got from them is, well, hold on, we're going to move this up to sales. And then I got an email that my new remote is arriving tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm not saying I feel good about it, but like, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try this. And like, I don't fucking care. I was so over this shit, and it worked.
I feel like I need to try this.
I mean, I was like, I really didn't think it was going to work, to be clear. So, yes, guys, I'm going to guess that this is probably the height of the whole thing. I got a universal remote out of it. So, it's been real. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there are plenty of hardware companies that will straight up just send you all sorts of shit if you have a following. I don't know if it's really that. I don't know if they are that generous nowadays. I know a few years back, I'd emailed them and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I was wondering if you would send like hardware to review. They're like, oh yeah, just send us your YouTube channel and we'll get back to you. I was like, oh well, fuck, okay, I need to actually make one. I never got around to doing it.
Right. But now you'd be like, you show them your TikTok and be like, look at me. And you're like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
kind of a big deal. We're like, yes, I am. So people in the chat are like saying that the next thing I'm going to be doing is saying, do you know who I am? I mean, like I'm not, guys. I'm not there. Okay, we're not there. Also, thank you to Isaiah on the Green app. It says, do you have any anti-MAGA medicine? I'm sorry, Isaiah. I wish that I did. If I did, I'd be taking it myself. I would. I really would. Also, although maybe we're anti-MAGA medicine because they are nowhere to be found, apparently.
Thank you, Isaiah, also for the Green app. For me, he said, MAGA is absolutely disgusting. Ohio got to vote blue. I hope so. Is Sherrod Brown back on the ballot this time? I think that he's
Is he?
Isn't he trying to get back in? I think for the midterms or for the other Senate seat. I think.
I hope so. I always liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That's a solid chance. Ohio is one of those like weird states where it was kind of like West Virginia with Joe Manchin. You know, any other Democrat, basically zero chance in hell. But if your name is Joe Manchin, magic. And in Ohio, if your name is Sherrod Brown, you have a chance. So I hope so. Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice. I agree that he's definitely one of those candidates where it's kind of like location specific. You're like, yeah, he could do the thing. He absolutely could do the thing. So I don't know. We'll see. There's no more MAGA. There's no more Trump supporters in here. You guys, unbelievable. Not even lurking.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm trying to remember. There was something that I saw that I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was.
A couple of things I'll mention real quick. Some people saw it. I saw it. A couple of people sent it to me on Discord that Air Force One turned around because of an electrical issue on their way to Davos. They turned around early. Thought that was kind of interesting. But it's the White House still said that they were still going and that it wouldn't affect his being at Davos. So okay, still a little strange, but okay. Anyways, there was that, and then also the this is about to get interesting because the Danish pension fund, Akademiker Pension, are announcing that they're going to sell all of their U.S. treasuries by month end, citing a rising credit risk under President Trump. The fund's CIO says U.S. finances are no longer sustainable due to weak fiscal discipline, a softer dollar, and Trump's push for Greenland. Do you guys know how many U.S. treasuries out of a total of 100% roughly are held by Europe, by European nations? Do you guys know? It's around 23%. Around 23%.
Mm-hmm.
If they decided that they were going to all like start doing this, that really wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like bad. Bad.
People get like antsy whenever Japan and China disagree with the US on stuff, because Japan and China have like a lot of US debt. I'm pretty sure they don't have 25% collectively.
Yeah. See, the problem is that if basically what basically what happened is, if they sell off treasuries, then that means that the risk is higher, right? The reason why people buy treasuries and why they're a good buy to hold is because the risk is really low. But because the risk is really low, the yield is also really low. And since the yield is really low, you're not going to get a great return. But if you're selling off a bunch of securities and U.S. treasuries, that means the risk is going up, which means the yield is going to go up, which means that becomes greater, which is a good thing if you want to make some money off of those, but it's a bad thing for the U.S. economy, because higher yields means higher borrowing rates, higher interest rates for all of us, for the U.S. government, for businesses, for mortgages. And when you have a president who's obsessed with interest rates, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that one. Birdie, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, sorry, I'm up here by mistake.
That's okay, friend. All good, friend.
Sorry about that.
You have a good night.
Yeah, bye.
All good. So, anyways, that's absolutely a fucking thing. Really not good. Just like all over the place. The worst thing absolutely would be the increased interest rates. It would absolutely grind our economy to a halt. You guys think that right now interest rates are high? Who? We could be talking like early 80s interest rates.
Yeah.
There's
another one with Denmark specifically that's also fucking terrifying. So this is in the pharmaceutical side of things. Denmark is responsible for effectively 100% of all medicines that are kind of like Ozempic. So all the GLP-1s, they're responsible for basically 100% of that right now. So there's that, right? It gets better. They are also responsible for another very common medicine made by a couple companies, Novo and Eli Lilly. They are responsible for about 70% of all insulin inside the United States.
God damn, you guys. Yeah. Oh, thank you to Allie on the Green app. Allie says, "We're just fucked always until Sunday." Yeah. Yep.
In addition, just broader, so that's just Denmark. That's just Denmark. When you expand it out, our single largest trading partner, most people would say probably Canada, Mexico, or China, which would be correct. It's going to be one of them. Unless you count the European Union as one trading partner. In which case, the EU is by far our largest trading partner. And the EU, I think it was Macron, may have been the one that said it, talking about cutting off trade with the US. And we run a deficit with them. So we actually buy more from them than they do from us already. And yeah, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money that just wouldn't be flowing. Not to mention, while it is true that the Americans took over the world as far as, you know, I don't know, hegemony and all that good stuff, it's true that we run the world. But our forefathers, the British that we learned from, they held on to one thing, and it was financial markets. Europe has a shit ton of just stuff related to finance. There's so much, I mean, especially the UK, but like there's so much tied up in finance with the EU. That is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Rich people money. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing of taking Greenland is just so stupid. Like, we're not the only ones with nukes. France has nukes. France has nukes, and France has an aggressive first strike doctrine that we don't have. Like, the French are crazy. So, we're not the only ones with nukes. And could we take on the rest of NATO? Yeah. Would it suck? Absolutely. A lot. And that's also assuming that the rest of NATO doesn't just team up with some other near peer, which is entirely possible, seeing as the rest of NATO is essentially the EU, and the EU has been steadily building relationships with China and getting closer and closer to China. And so, well, if they team up, then we lose. We could take either one, and it would suck. It would we would be able to squeak it out in conventional warfare with either one, but not both at the same time. Couldn't happen.
Absolutely not.
So there's that. Not to mention just the money side of things, because China is the manufacturing and the EU is the money. Like that, the EU is the services, like the service economy that we make a shit ton of money off of, and China is the manufacturing base. So that would turbo suck for us. All for Greenland.
Even just from an economic standpoint, too. By the way, thank you to Mike on the Blue App. Mike said, "Is it too soon to put up Spirit Halloween banners at our borders?" I mean, probably not. There, I had to look up the name because I could not remember the name of it for the life of me. But it's the Mercosur or Mercosur agreement. The Mercosur agreement is between the EU and South America, and I was reading about this the last couple of months as we've been going through tariffs and trade and all this different stuff. It is a landmark trade deal between the EU and South America. It eliminates something like 85 or 90% of tariffs, and it creates this massive trading zone between basically the two continents. I mean, essentially, that's what it does. It doesn't completely eliminate Europe's reliance on the United States or anything like that, but it greatly reduces Europe's reliance on the United States as a trading partner. Greatly reduces. They're absolutely factoring shit like this into their economic equation. They can legitimately put some economic pressure on us. Believe it or not. We all like to think, oh, we're the United States and the other countries can't do that to us. Well, we are about to have fucked around and found out. Because this shit is real. And I really think that this is the way that they're going to go.
That also reminds me. There's another country that's in NATO called Canada. Longest border with us. Also, just so happens to be the same country who is currently led by a guy named Carney. The same Carney who just gave a speech that, I mean, he laid it out. It wasn't like some bombastic, crazy FDR level speech. It was just very measured or whatever, but the content of the speech is terrifying. So he gave a speech. It was in regards to a trade agreement that had been reached between Canada and China, not a trade agreement, basically them talking, which they haven't done in a long time. And he mentioned how the global order that has existed since, World War II, into World War II, is over. And how we're going to have to look elsewhere. How I think that the way he put it was less reliance on entities like the World Trade Organization and whatnot, and more on, I think that the way that he said it wasn't multipolar, or multilateral, I think is what the way that he said it. Yeah, like multilateral trade agreements. He mentioned TPP, but he's getting at Canada's going to start doing business with China. And we're not, all these things that were set up with the UN after World War II, and, people love to shit on the UN. There is a lot of good that came of that. I mean, the US's actions this past year, not to mention, you could totally go back to Iraq with it, but just in this past year, have really just kind of illustrated, these things don't mean anything. All these little, these agencies, these organizations that we use at the UN level, that are supposed to, try and govern international relations, we don't actually have to follow them. We don't they're hollow. We can just say nah and ignore it. And the US demonstrated that in the worst ways. And it's one thing if Russia, China, if they do it, that's one thing, right? Because Russia has had a long history of kind of flouting international law, and China is kind of better, but also not great, right? But when it's the US, which the US was like the architect of this shit, it really just kind of undermines everything. And yeah, I mean that speech, it was terrifying listening to Carney, because he was talking about specifically Canada and how it's going to operate moving forward, but the truth is the rest of the world is essentially thinking along the same lines. This thing that we built after World War II is done. Like it's over. And it's because one guy said, okay, what if we just didn't follow the rules? And yeah, the emperor has no clothes. Like, okay, here we go. So yeah, that speech, I encourage everybody to go listen to it. Yeah, behold the future. Trump has single-handedly handed this century to China. We were like kind of at an inflection point with Biden. Like after the 4 years of Biden, there was this tentative period where like, if we do it right, the US could still be the top dog by the end of the century. But we got to do it right. And well, that didn't happen. And seeing as this is now the second president in the last 26 years to just kind of flout international law and, just say, well, we're America, we're going to do what we want. I mean, the rest of the world is kind of saying, okay, all right, well, then we're not going to follow your rules. Like, I mean, shit, if you don't follow your rules, why should we? So, they're looking at the U.S., and the U.S. was traditionally, for all of its faults, and as much as I despise, Reagan and H.W. Bush and Nixon and as much as I despise them, there was this veneer of legitimacy and stability that the U.S. had. And that's gone. Trump has completely removed that. And that's not a good thing, because if we are not seen as legit or stable or I guess a safe investment, a safe partner in business or whatever, if we're not seen as that, the people will go elsewhere, and that means they are going to go to China, because China does convey that stability. They come off as like, yeah, okay, we're stable, like, okay, yeah, we got our issues, but whatever. we've got a manufacturing base. We can mutually beneficial, whatever. Cool. China's doing what we did in the 20th century. And we're just kind of making all the wrong decisions. And if you look at it from, like, pretend that you are the leader of some European country. And I don't know, let's say 2028 happens, we elect a Democrat. Cool. All right. Let's say it's Newsom, let's say it's Buttigieg, right? So neoliberal, cool. All right. Smart as hell, back to business as usual since the 90s. They can't in like good conscience go to the leaders of these other countries and say, hey, I know that we fucked up with this guy, but hey, we fixed it. Like, they elected me and we have this administration. We can sign these agreements. We can make these commitments. If you're the leader of another country, you can't even really believe that, because we just said, oh, well, I know that we made those commitments, but fuck it. I mean, Iran is like the extreme example of that, right? We had the Iran nuclear deal, and then Trump came in and said, fuck that. Well, now Iran has no reason whatsoever to ever trust us ever again. It was already crazy that they agreed the first time. Yeah. That was a monumental achievement.
100%.
And now, like, that little bit of goodwill that we had managed to hammer out, that's gone forever. So the same thing has happened with the rest of our allies. It can literally be, we can't rely on you because all it takes is one election cycle. If you elect someone else, like the crazy dude, he can come in and just go back on every single commitment that you have. Mm-hmm. How can we rely on that? And so that is yet another issue in this big hurricane of bad that we are building. And yeah, that's why China is going to be the top dog by the time that we are retirement age.
Yeah, it's good times, you guys. Yeah, China coming means we're on the Firefly timeline. Nice. I'm going to change the topic real quick, you guys. So I have been discussing this with a friend and colleague of my girlfriend, who is an immigration lawyer and professor at one of the schools here in Boston. I'm not going to say which one, because this person wants to remain fairly anonymous. However, he is very interested in doing a public service type of thing where he talks about your rights as American citizens, talks about immigrants' rights, talks about your rights with ICE, all these different things. If you guys are wondering who I'm talking to and getting clarification on different issues, it's these people. I'm talking to actual lawyers. So, because I want to give you guys as accurate information as I possibly can. I want you guys to be prepared. So, with that being said, would you please drop a 1 in the chat if you would like it if we did something like that one night coming up soon, if we carved out an hour or an hour and a half or something like that, where instead of debates, we did like a Q&A with an immigration attorney who's also a law professor. Okay, that seems overwhelming that you guys is something you guys would like. Okay. I think the way that we would probably do it is that we would have him up with Nemo and I think I would maybe ask you guys to ask you guys to submit a series of questions. I'll talk with Nemo about it. Let me talk with him, and we'll figure out a date, and then we could talk about maybe submitting, like, you guys could submit questions on the Discord or something like that, and then maybe Nemo and we could pick some questions, or I could even give them to him, and I could be like, what do you think are the most important ones that we need to answer? And then also we could maybe even do some like live real time if we have time. We could do like he could answer some questions in real time too. So but he's really interested in spreading information and wanting people to know. It's been really difficult. It's been really difficult for people like this. Just so you guys know, he and all of his colleagues who are in the immigration law space right now, and the things that they are dealing with and going up against, it's really fucking terrible. It's really awful. And so I think that they really just want to speak out, and they want people to know their rights. They really want people to know their rights and to be aware of what's going on. So that being said, if you guys are interested, and it seems like you're interested, me a Google form maybe or something like. We'll figure it out. Okay, that's great. Well, since you guys are interested, I will text him tomorrow, and we'll look at availability. It is also entirely possible that if we do something like this, we might need to get started early. So that might be, maybe we'll do a thing where we get started at like 9, or do, I don't know. We might need to adjust our scheduling a little bit and have to do it like first thing, do 9 to 10, 9 to 10:30. I don't know, because not exactly the super night owl on a weekday or anything. So anyways, all right, we'll figure it out. I'm glad you guys are interested. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
I mean, I just want.
Thank you. Right quick. Thank you, Allie, for the green out. This is from earlier. Said, no Florida Ice Cube update to my knowledge.
Word. Let's see. Exactly. Anyways, yes, I'm in Ari's Discord. I have my own section in Ari's Discord, and then also in Nemo's as well. So either way, very easy to find me. Also very easy to find Nemo. You can find links in both of our bios to do that. So grab us there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess. I mean. I think we've got at this point. Oh, that's cute. I don't think I've seen that one before. Oh, look at it. Oh, it turns into. Oh, that's cute. I think we've got two options at this point. I mean, I guess you could do a restart. I don't know. I don't know how much sense. Or we could have everyone move on. I don't know if there's somewhere that you want to go and be up on another panel, Nemo. That was I was thinking, if you want to look if there's somewhere to go. I mean, I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's late enough that like a restart.
Yeah.
By the time we get back up and running, it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I mean, I see that Carbon. I know Carbon's on. I don't want to go up. I see Joey is on. I see that. Doug is up. I don't know. Is Doug doing Fitness stuff or MAGA stuff? I don't know. Sometimes he does fitness stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, man? You call. Your call. Leave it up to you.
Yeah, I think we rated Carbon the last couple nights. Doug's doing fitness stuff. Okay.
Okay. We could go to Joey if you wanted.
Yeah, let's rate Joey.
Okay. All right, guys. It's Joey. Joey does it. Let's go over to Joey, and show him some support, give him some love. However, I want to remind you guys.
Wait, hold on.
Oh wait, what?
Whoa,
What?
pause.
What?
People are saying Doug is doing MAGA stuff. He's doing seed oils. That's what it is. So it's
Oh.
like the MAGA health shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's rate Doug because we haven't rated Doug like ever.
We
So
never get a
let's do that.
chance. Exactly. 100%. We never get a chance. I would love to do that. So 100%. Good. Let's go to Doug. Tell him that we sent you. Who knows? You might see one of us. You never know. You never know with what's going on. Let's go over there. But before you go, make sure that you've dropped your follows. Follow Nemo and all of his backup accounts. Follow my main account and my backup account. And let's do it. Let's head on over there, and we will catch you guys later on. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.